Hey guys, welcome back to the Elite Trader Network. So in the first two videos of this channel, I worked on creating a system. In the next video after that, on the backtest video, we are backtesting and optimizing now the strategy. And so we recorded part one, and now we're going to work on part two. So I'm going to continue this backtest, and let's see how we do. Like I said, there's been a lot of growth and a lot of refinement to the system, and so we're gonna continue on that and see how our system performs. And I'm fairly confident that we're gonna do amazing with this backtest. So let's get to it. I know it's very boring to go through all this, but this is the process that I go through every single time. And I'm working on scaling the system, which is why I'm working on recording this, because I know it'll help a lot of people. So I'll do a top down. Good, 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 good. So 20-minute, depending on what time it is. Market just closed right here. So this would have been a valid buy stop, but market closed. We know the market is quite unpredictable, and it changes your edge, or it takes away from your edge when the market just doesn't perform. So we're gonna wait for 20-minute validations to come into this market. It's been a while off of this candle right here. I know it sucks because it always plays one candle forward on the 20-minute. And the reason is I'm on the 20-minute time frame, but I'm playing 15 minutes forward every time. And so 2 clicks is equivalent to 30 minutes, which is more than a 20-minute candle. So it sucks because I have to be replaying this to see if I would have had a valid trade. But yeah, that's just how it rolls. Gonna move it down to, well, that didn't help. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour is valid, hourly is questionably valid. 20-minute, this is too weak of a move. Yeah, you can take a buy stop off of this high. We're going to take it for data collection purposes, but not actually document it to see over time if these would add up to a profitable system. So entry, probably take a break even. Yep. 20-minute, gonna wait for new validations to come into this market. Look for reasons to take this market long. We have red news coming up here. So 4 hours failing, hourly is failing. So we're going to wait for 20-minute again to give us something to work with. Falls down, red news, nothing to do. There we go. Red news plays out, and we're going to give it a little bit of time, about an hour. So one more candle to see if this is a market worth pursuing. On the 4-hour, it is. On the hourly, it is. On the 20-minute, it is. So news was at 220. Yeah, so we're going to give this market a little bit of time to kind of figure itself out, give us something clean to work with. Last red news event was an hour and 20 minutes ago, so we are now valid for longs. 4-hour is kind of failing. Hourly is supporting the move. So 20-minute valid buy stop above this high. Market is very volatile, clearly red after news. So perhaps an entry right above this high, but even then, the 4-hour and the 1-hour are quite weak. There's not much to do here. So I'm gonna wait for the hourly. Hourly is validated. I'm gonna give the hourly a couple candles to kind of show us what the market wants to do. Perfect. So let's see what would have happened if we took that buy stop above this high, low right here. Definitely would have taken a break even or some sort of partial win up here. Doesn't matter. We missed it. And sometimes you're going to stay out of shittier market conditions. So 4-hour is holding, hourly is holding, 20-minute is holding. Gonna wait for some sort of Wyckoff stage 1. Still nothing. Probably gonna go. That's okay. We have red news coming up again. Valid buy stop above either this high or this high. I'm gonna take a look, and I'd rather take a buy stop above this high because it gives us more validation or more confidence towards a long trade. Low at the ATR. It looks like this is too big of a low, 4.9, no? So here's the thing, I have to replay to look at the ATR at the candle that we would have gotten entered at. So here we're at 5.91, this is 4.97, and so what would have happened, 4 hours holding, hourly's holding, 20-minute. Hourly's kind of weak, so I could see that hourly going into longer stage 1, which could be part of this 20-minute kind of sideways price movement that we're having, but this is completely valid. And yeah, This is an okay entry. Quite a big stop loss, but given that ATR, it's completely valid. So what happened here is price came down first, created the low. So the candle opened here, pushed down lower, and then pushed up and buy stopped us in. So this is a completely valid trade. Gonna move to break even. Absolute perfection. Probably gonna stop us out. Stops us out. Gonna wait for a new 20-minute validation or entry reason. Nothing to do. Valid buys up above this high. And actually, before we really take many trades, I'm going to load up the equity curve before and after the session so we kind of see what progress we've made. We are up 218% on since part 1, and so now I'm going to continue that part 1 and see where this market puts us at. 4 hours valid, hourly is valid, 20-minute is valid, 5-minute is valid. So ATR stop, ATR is 7.87, so somewhere around here. I'd like my stop. Okay, perfect. Let's see what happened first. Price pushed down first and then created the, so candle opens here, push downs lower right here, and then pushes us higher. So this would have been a completely valid entry. This would have been too big of a stop. We're looking at 12. And so what I do is set it at the body, what do you call it? At the body open. And so I'll do bodies, I'll do wicks, I'll do anywhere that makes sense for me. So, oh, why is that very small? Sorry. My stop loss should have been right here. So let me replay this again so I get a fair entry here. That's my entry. Low at body low. Believe we've gone, yeah, this looks like a break even to me. Probably going to come back down, stop us, and then continue. But if it doesn't, we secured a good trade. So gonna move back down to here. Still nothing to manage to. I want to see some good structure put into this like that. Good demand at least. We have good demand coming into this market. I don't see price wicking below these regions if institutional money wants to uphold the move. Okay. Institutional money, of course, is going to want to protect this move, assuming we want to continue the trend. Good. Demand got put into here. Demand got put into here. Like every candle is kind of unmitigated demand that price could want to mitigate at some point. So I'm going to play it safe, allow some structure to be built up here, because more likely than not, we're going to see a giant liquidation or a giant, what do you call it? Collapse in price and then a rebuild up of money like that. And then hopefully we build back up. Perfection, just how we like to see it. Institutions started demanding price right around these key levels. So we're going to allow money to kind of show us what it wants to do. And so I build a story around price and what it wants to do. Kind of undergoing the same price movement we just saw here, mitigating some of that demand, pushing off of it. If it wants to support the move, it's going to hold up this zone. Otherwise, it's just going to take it out and life is going to be good. Still nothing to manage to. Likely, we could get an absorption of this zone. Price gets bought up quickly, but we're also taking the risk that we're going to get taken out here. So I'm giving up RR for the prospect of this holding, right? Let's look at the 20-minute. 20-minute is still holding. Everything's looking good. Probably could get another entry here on the 20-minute. So I'm going to give it a little bit of time. I want to see some very strong bullishness come into this market now. 20-minute held. Now, I'm going to manage to around this low. And because we are risk-free on this position and we're actually up 13R, I'm valid for another entry right above this high. ATR stop. Let's look at the 20-minute again. We have red news approaching here in a little bit. 6:30 to, yeah, we have an hour. Unfortunately, I'm not going to take it. It is 1 hour before red news. So more likely than not, this is just going to stop us out right away. So right here would have been my entry. Would have secured a break even already. Okay, so this is a lesson for me. From here to red news was an hour and I would have secured, where was my entry? Right here, right above this high. So what would have happened is nothing to manage. Yeah, I would have gotten an extra 4R. However, the good thing is that we are still managed in on this trade. And so what I do on red news is I really open up my stop loss to something big because I know spreads are going to widen, you know, just unpredictable price movement. And so going to allow the market time and we secured 19 RR on our very first trade, guys. Well, profitable trade. So 20 minute, gonna wait for a new validation. Valid buy stop above this high though, if we want to see something. We'll wait for a new build up though. Good build up, buy stop still valid above this high. You know, I would like to see price kind of crash back down, give us some new structure to work with. However, let's look at this 20 minute. 20 minute buy stop was valid above this high. However, I just can't take it. It's not clean enough. The only other entry I see is above this high. So I'm going to give this market time. Okay. Off of this candle right here, this bullish push, I'm going to go see what the MA looked like at that current time, because that looks like a very clean entry for me. I'm going to skip down to the 10 minute. 1, 2. Red news, we are an hour after, so we're clean for entries. Going to do a buy stop at the high of the range, ATR low. So we're looking at 14 point something. So anything within this range, beautiful. And so price actually kind of pushed down and then pushed high into our entry with a low being created right here. So whether it doesn't matter which way this candle played out, if it went up and then went down, we would have survived the move. So this is a very clean entry, low at whatever low was created here. Yeah, this is actually very clean. It's going to be an immediate break even for me, just given the strength in the candle. So we're going to give it 1, 2, move to break even. Probably going to stop me out. And notice how my anticipation is always it's going to stop me out. Like I'm waiting right now for a giant candle to just do this, you know? And look, I'm not surprised when a trade doesn't work out. I'm just like, well, didn't work out. Time to move on to the next. Gonna wait for a new build-up. 20 minute is finally breaking that structure that I wanted to see broken. 4 hour is holding, hourly is holding. 20 minute, gonna wait for a new build-up of some sort. 20 minute is building up. Strength originally came from this candle that put in demand. However, this candle is also very strong. Couple things I can do here. I can wait for more demand to come into this market. I want to see a big candle like this. However, this is the range we're currently operating in, and we're far displaced from it. So a couple things. I am personally still in the process of testing these kinds of entries and see if they're valid for me. And so something like this. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours is going to be holding. Hourly is going to be holding. 20 minute is going to be holding. So what I'll do is I'll give it one more tick. So I want this candle to be closed. Okay, valid buy stop above this high. Given the strength that came into this market from the last 2 candles, this is an okay entry. More likely than not, we're actually going to go sideways on the 20 minute, build something new, just because we kind of exhausted all the, I guess you could call it strength. 17 point something point stop, or whatever units these are. So yeah, this is looking clean. Gonna look for a entry. Falls back down, nothing to do. Yeah, and I was correct about my analysis. The 20 minutes kind of gonna fall back down and then build something up like that. Valid buy stop above either this high or this high. Kind of weak. We're still kind of range bound. So what I'll do is I'll set up a buy stop above this high for extra confluence. Low ATR, wherever that is. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. We're looking at a 21 point stop. So this is a valid entry if I don't get any new low created within this range. New low is created right here. That is my entry. Gonna set up a limit, see if we get limited in, get in, and taking a loss. Beautiful. I'll wait for a new 20 minute entry. Demand is certainly coming into this market in all sorts of displays. We're having the 20 minute demand mitigated, pushing off of it, putting in new demand coming into this market. So I'm gonna wait for 20 minute validation. Valid buy stop above this high if we can manage for this candle to close somewhere around here. Falls back down, nothing to do. And I just saved myself a few good trades. 4 hours starting to fail. Hourly is probably going to start to fail. So a couple things I can do here is wait for 20 minute validation for longs or hourly. And given the context here, I'm going to wait for hourly to put in something nice. Still nothing, because I know 20 minute in this region is always going to be choppy given my past experience. And you can just see this. You know, I could have taken a long here, or a long here, but I know more likely than not this market's going to be very choppy. 4 hour. No clear demand. The only, kind of price action I see is demand from this region. If we support this move, we're going to continue for longs. I'm going to wait for the hourly to build up something though. More likely than not, I could see us crashing back down before we build something. But if not, we're valid for longs. We got red news coming up here. It is Yeah, we got red news in 2 hours. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours finally starting to sustain the move. Very weak. Hourly is very weak as well. Not a whole lot of anything good here. I'm probably gonna skip this unless the 20-minute is very, very clean. Very, very nasty price action on the 20-minute. Technically valid by a stop above this high. Let's see what it looks like. Nothing to do. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is kind of holding the move. Hourly, here, let me look at the 4 hour again. Daily is in some sort of stage 1, so likely with a strong push up on the 4 hour and the 1 hour, we're going to start that stage 2, early stage 2 on the hourly, and this is where we get maximum potential, like unlimited amounts of money up here that we can grab if we get positioned properly. Weekly is good, daily is good, 4 hour is quite weak. Once again, you can see my hesitation in the 4 hour. Hourly is sustaining its move though and building up nicely. So yeah, there's good potential here. 20-minute is valid. I'm going to take a buy stop above this high. It looks like we are an hour and 20 right before news. This is more than enough time for me to take a break even. As you saw earlier, I missed a 4-hour trade right before news, and that's just because I don't quite yet know what kind of time frame I'm working with. I know my average winner trade is about 2.5 hours, and we can actually go fact check that. It might be a little bit bigger. No, I lied. 4 hours. My average winning trade is 4 hours. So that's going to give you a very good idea of how long it could take you to break even. All it takes me for break even is to price to get up here. Is it plausible for price to get all the way up here in this amount of time? What would that price action have to look like? And we can kind of use like a price projection. Is this plausible? It certainly is. Right before news. With a somewhat weak 4-hour market, hourly sustaining, 20-minute is sustaining. So if we look at the hourly, what are the odds that we make it here on one candle? Very unlikely. So I'm unfortunately going to have to skip this move, and who knows, it probably goes. Right before red news? Yeah. So there we go, guys. I'm learning, right? I'm learning about what kind of time frames I'm working with. So if we step back down to the 20-minute, our entry would have been off of this high. 5-minute. I don't know where the high was at. I can't see where my entry would have been at. 20-minute high of something right around here, actually. 5-minute low, whatever low would have been created. Yep, this would have been my high, this would have been my low. So absolutely, I would have taken a very beautiful, right now, break even, and see how this trade would have played out. Red news just came out, probably going to get stopped out. I hope it stops me out. I know. So guys, this is the importance of data collection, because if you don't test all these things, you're not going to know. 2 times in a row now, I would have taken a trade an hour to 2 hours before news, and I would have gotten a phenomenal trade. And so a couple things you can do there is, if news comes around right around these candles and you're not profitable and you're not, or you're not in good gains and you don't have a good gap, you just close a position. Something as simple as that. And this would have secured me. I probably would have managed to hear. No, I wouldn't have managed to hear. There's nothing to manage here. Let's look at this demand that kind of sustained the move. Maybe would have managed to hear because red news was coming out, but I don't know. I could have moved it to break even, just allowing spreads to widen, whatever had to happen, and then we get pushed into the position. But fortunately, we missed it. Unfortunately, but that is part of the game, 20-minute, gonna wait for a new validation or reason to get involved into this market. We're finally seeing that demand on the 4-hour coming in. So beautiful, beautiful. Kind of falling back down, so I'm gonna give this market a little bit of time. Very weak. I'm gonna give it one more candle. Beautiful. Buy stop off this high. There was also a valid buy stop off of this high, but it was way too weak because the strength came from all the way down here. And this was, if we step down to a 5-minute, this was the stopping action it needed to continue this push. So I'm actually currently looking at the markets. I'm going to close this. That's open. That's open. I'm actually looking at some markets right now. Markets are actually about to close, but I was looking at taking some longs on this bad boy. Fortunately, it never gave me good validation to fall longs, and so hopefully within the next session, we get strong pushes up right into this region where we go stage 1 into that early stage 2. We get involved here and life is beautiful. Let's look at the 4 hour. The reason I like this is because we have infinite amount of money to continue this push long. You see, just like here, push long, life is good. So I'm gonna continue with this amazing back test. And I am going to be taking breaks every hour or so just because talking a lot, my brain is processing a lot. Like I said, it took me years to get to this point where I can just look at a market and know if it's something I want to take. And it might seem very simple for me to build out a system like this in, 15 hours effectively, and I've recorded the entire journey. Build out a system like this in 15 hours and know when to get involved, when not. Because it takes a lot of experience, and that's what it comes down to. You can see a person do something very easily. You can look at a basketball player and understand the rules of the game. Oh, you just do this. You get involved in the market here, but you can't do it. I can tell you, like I'm telling you right now, how I get involved, what I do, but you can't do it because you lack that experience aspect. Same thing. I know that a basketball player just has to put the ball in the hoop. That same analogy that I was taught. However, can you do that? Like it's simple enough, right? All you have to do is put it in the hoop. All the track runner has to do is run and fast, right? But can you do it? Like you understand it, but how much can you actually apply that knowledge? And that's the important thing here. So 4 hours holding, hourly's holding, 20-minute is actually holding. Beautiful buy stop above this high. And you have to stop and ask yourself questions. Why didn't he take this entry here, but why did he take this entry here, right? Oh, demand kind of validated here, giving it time to continue to push higher. And in this case, I was waiting for some sideways action, especially here on the lowers. Look at that sideways, prime to continue higher. 5-minute entry right above this high. This is actually absolute perfection. ATR stop, whatever that might be. Let's look at the 20-minute again. Yeah, this is good. Gonna wait for one more candle. We're looking at 18 something. Falls back down. Let's look at the 20-minute. 20-minute is still very valid. So I'm still valid for a buy stop if we get a low within 1 ATR, which I'm sure we will. Something like this. Ready? Okay. ATR low is right around here. Nothing to really change there. It's still valid. Get buy stopped in. Hopefully we survive this. Get taken out. That's okay. 20-minute. Gonna wait for a new validation to come into this market. There we go. We have double demand. 2.0s building off of ranges, demand and demand. If it wants to highlight it, there we go. 5-minute entry right above this high. However, it aligns perfectly with these highs, and it's going to give me that extra confidence that I need or I want. And it helps me out with a couple things. My stops won't be so tight because I can take an entry right here with a low somewhere right here. But the reason for me creating this system is so I have larger stops. And so this is something brand new that I've been implementing and testing. This gives me a larger stop and extra confidence to the trade. So I'm allowed to scale in with a lot more money. ATR stop, that would have been my entry. I'm going to do a limit. See if we get limited in. Okay, it just kind of goes without us, so now I have to do a buy stop. Just because I'm in replay, it just takes a little bit. So kind of bear with me here. And so this is the work that no other trader or people are willing to put in. The hard work that goes into just sitting behind a screen doing absolutely nothing, Probably going to take a break even here. And notice how I just don't care. Move on to the next. 20-minute, going to wait for a new stage 1, which we're actually undergoing right now. Hourly is probably still holding, likely interacting. Yep. 20-minute, going to wait for a new build up. Falls back down. 4 hours probably going to start shaping down now too. Yep. Going sideways. 20-minute, I can still give it another opportunity to go long here. Let's look at the hourly. Hourly is actually sustaining the move. 4 hours. 4 hours sustaining. Hourly is sustaining. 20-minute is sustaining. Valid by a stop above this high, given the bullishness that came into this market. And we're valid for long. ATR stop somewhere around this low. Good oink. Get buy stopped in. Probably going to be a loss. And I am fully okay with that. Get taken out. 20-minute. Gonna wait for a new stage 1 of some sorts. Let's look at the hourly. Hourly is probably going to be more interacting and sideways. Yep. We can still see potential off of this move buy stop above this high, depending where we close on the candle. So I'm going to step back down. Yeah, I could see a valid buy stop above this low, demand coming in. And demand was put in from a few different areas, sustaining. kind of absorbing this area. Hopefully we get a little bit of sideways here on lower time frames, and then we build up into that stage 2. 4 hours holding. Hourly is kind of holding, but the 20-minute gives us that confidence that we are still valid for longs here. Very weird price action on the 5-minute, but still valid. So 5-minute entry somewhere around here. ATR stop. Still very wicky. More likely than not, we're going to get a candle like this right here that's going to stop us out and tap us in at the same time. Beautiful. Let me make sure 7 point something. Yep. Still valid. Probably going to stop us out. And if it doesn't, I am not going to be, excited, or I'm not going to be sad. Whatever that outcome is. Probably going to get stopped out. Beautiful. Took my break even. Going to wait for a new build-up. Hourly is probably now very well supporting the move. Yep. 20-minute is questionably supporting the move. A couple of things I can do here is buy stop valid above this high, depending on where we close on the candle, or going to wait for a new bullish, sign of strength coming into this market. And so I studied Wyckoff accumulation. And if you're, truly serious about learning all this stuff, this is what you have to go and read, and this is the way I learned, right? I have my, so you have your phase A, B, C, D, E. You have your PS, selling climax, automatic rally, secondary test in phase B, your spring, your test, your LPS, your sign of strength, your, I forgot the name of this. It's called the last, it's pretty much like the last test, the last point of support, I think. Last point of support right here, and then you get your delivery. And so this is the accumulation, and I have all these charts, that I studied for years. You have your different phases. Now you have your distribution, your PSY, your buying climax, your automatic rally, secondary test, sign of weakness in phase B. What was the UT? Upthrust, I want to say. Where's the UT? I need to figure out what UT stands for. UT. Like I said, guys, I haven't done specific Wyckoff, but the understanding in my trading is built on this. And so UT upthrust. I think it stands for upthrust, or I want to say upthrust. And then you have your UTAD or UTAD, which is our upthrust after distribution, which comes down here, right around these regions. Your last point of supply. And then, these are the areas where you get positioned for shorts after you kind of confirm the Wyckoff distribution. And the Wyckoff distribution technically isn't confirmed after these sign of weaknesses come in and kind of break down the structure. So all this understanding, I want to see what the UT stands for. UT in Wyckoff stands for upthrust. Yeah, there you go, guys. So I studied all this stuff for several years, and all my understandings are built on this, on Elliott wave theory, on literally anything and everything you could imagine. I took the understanding of multiple successful or the top successful traders in the world. I studied everything they had to say, and I took a basic understanding from this. It's like, okay, I would actually back in the day label all my charts with all these labels, and I'd build up an understanding from it. But over time, you start to remove the labels and all the complexity behind it, and you're just left with a raw understanding of how price is going to move when things like these happen. So if you're interested, this is a very good read for you guys. It teaches you a lot about actual theory in the market, but there's only so much theory that you can study before you actually have to apply it in the real world, and that's the most important thing. So skip all the theory and just look at price action and learn it. These are just fancy names for the same things that I see every single day, right? And so I don't label my charts anymore. It's just the understanding that's there. You have your markup, your distribution, all this good stuff. So anyhow, returning to our backtest. And I talk a lot, but I think it's important to listen to someone that's been doing this for years to kind of build up the mindset that they have behind trading. So that's kind of what I did. 4 hours holding. Hourly is kind of holding. 20-minute. If we can get some nice demand coming into this market. I want to see, like I said, I want to see this one close with a little bit more strength. Nope, fell back down. There we go. 1, 2. Oh, fuck, I played it too fast. This candle would have been our entry. Since I set it to the 10-minute, I thought 2 clicks is equivalent to 1 20-minute candle. I guess not. Ready? 1, 2. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours holding, hourly's holding, 20-minute is holding, 5-minute is holding. Beautiful. I'm gonna look for a long right above this high, ATR low, whatever that is. 7 point something. So yeah, a stop this small is completely valid for me. And you know, on my 1 minute entries, my entries would be this size. So this is quite an upgrade. 2.25 versus whatever this new low created is. 2.25. So a couple options here. You can look at 2 point something, or depending on how price played out. Yeah, this is a completely valid entry. Probably going to get a beautiful break even. However, that is okay. I got my coffee here. Gonna wait for a new buildup right here. Entry, move to break even. Take a beautiful break even. I'm gonna move back up to a 20-minute. Come on. I'm gonna wait for something new. I want to see what the MAs looked like. I don't think we would have gotten an entry here just because of how extended we are in the market, but let's look at the 20-minute. Yeah, definitely wouldn't have gotten an entry here. Nope, nothing to do here. Gonna go back up to 10-minute. 1, 2. Nothing. Gonna wait for a new build up here. Probably news here, to be honest. I don't know why it was kind of played around like that. I'll wait for a new build up, not taking anything here. Very clearly news or some sort of event. Okay, it looks like from the first candle volatility, we're 2 hours in. So let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours holding. 4 hours is quite wicky. So that's actually something I'm also testing, the way the price delivers and seeing if I want to get involved in this kind of price action. Hourly is sustaining the move, undercutting MA is getting bought up very strongly. So 20-minute, I'm going to look for a new validation. There's technically a valid buy stop right above this high, but it's a weak market. I could see this chopping around for a little bit, so I'm going to wait for one more strong bullish candle that can kind of burst us out of this range, building up demand right here. Technically still valid. Still valid, very weak. 5-minute, I'll consider taking a buy stop above this high, something like that. Low right around here. I'll probably even move this just a little higher so I don't get wicked in. 20-minute is still valid. I just don't like it. Guys, I'm going to be completely honest. This is just not... The thing is, when price gives you so many entries like these, where you have a valid entry here, a valid entry here, and a valid entry here, more likely than not, it's kind of allowing the dumb money to get positioned so they can take them out and then build something else new here, and then we take the long. So valid, but I don't like it. Good thing we don't get tapped in. Wouldn't lose any money. 20-minute, gonna wait for... Look, so dumb money already got positioned in here on all these longs, Their stops are here, their stops are here. Let's see if now we can build something. And if we can, the market's ready to go. Okay. Okay. Oh, what the hell? Okay, where are we on this market? It is 2023, July 2023. Okay, so give me... let's refresh and see how much progress we made. I think we only got like 1 or 2 good trades. We were at 218% with a 41.84% win rate. Now we're at 259 with a 42.95 win rate. So absolutely, guys, we hit all-time new highs just with a couple trades. This month alone in July, we made 60%. And yeah, I mean, if you want to test the longevity of your program or of your system, let's run 10 simulations with 100 trades each, or even like 20 trades each. And so actually what I'll do is I'll do 20 of 20. And so this is what will kind of represent your, what do you call it? The start of your evaluation account, or when you start trading. The first 20 trades are you going to be profitable or break even? We started with 592,000 and we ended with 6. So this was our minimum balance that we lost on an account. So on one account, we would have lost, is that 100,000? Given this profitability factor? Yeah, I guess so. like 92,000, it looks like, something like that. And so here you can kind of gauge the profitability of your system. Your highest, these are called Monte Carlo simulations, which is just random trades collected over time. You could have had an equity curve that looks like this, and if you look at this, you could have started trading at this point in your journey, and it's just break evens and drawdowns. Like these are probably 30 trades, break even and loss, break even and loss, break even and loss, right? And so over time, you start to learn, okay, at what points am I going to stop looking at this market? And yeah, then you get to this point where you know you can clearly see the process that I kind of went through right here, learning or kind of building out the system. Here, let me zoom in on it a little bit. Learning on the system, building the system, break even, break even, break even. Oh, okay, we're somewhat profitable here. What was I doing here? Okay, break even, break even, break even. Now I know exactly what we were doing, how I can refine the system. And now I'm at the point where even behind the scenes, when I'm not recording these backtests, I'll go back, look at the trades, see what I'm looking for. Now I am on the live markets looking for the exact same price action that I looked for on my backtest. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. Potentially could build something, but still nothing to do. Weekly is good. Daily is questionable. 4 hour is okay. Hourly, I know exactly what I'm looking for here on the hourly and the 4 hour and the 20-minute. 4 hours just kind of sustaining the move. If we don't get a very strong push up here now, more likely than not, we're just going to fall back down. Let's look at actual Bitcoin prices though. I am logged into a broker right now, so yeah, Bitcoin is just going to continue falling down here for a little bit, unless the daily wants to put in some good demand, the 4 hour, the 1 hour, the 20-minute. Yeah, nothing to do here. I'm waiting for the hourly to put in something nice, and then we'll continue looking for longs. US oil, I know we were looking at this a long time ago. Weekly, nothing to do. Daily, nothing to do. And we're done looking at this market. The only time I was looking at the market was under these conditions. And even then I wasn't trading oil back in the day, but now we're with a new broker and I can trade a lot more things. But yeah, guys, I'm gonna pause it right here. I'm gonna go do a little bit of analysis on this. I always go back, I export it into an Excel, export right here, and then I put it into a beautiful Excel where it shows me specific variables that I want to look at, but this is a lot more personal to me. And so at some point I might share my process behind this, but I look at data analysis, see what went wrong. And so what I'll do here, I'm actually going to show you guys from this point to this point. And so what I'll do is I'm going to go here and go from June 9th to July 11th on a daily, or even a 4 hour. June 9th to, was it June or July? June, yeah, 9th to July 12th. Oh, my bad. July 12th. Let's go look at this. Beautiful. Okay, why was I just break even here? Well, let's go back down. 4 hour was supporting the move. And so now I'll map out certain times in which I am actively looking at the market. And so what I'll do is something along the lines of this: map out areas where I think I should have been trading, areas where I don't think I should have been trading, areas where I think I should have been trading to around here, and areas where I don't think I should have been trading, areas where I should have been trading from here forward. Yeah. And so now I'm going to go back down to the lowers and see how the price was moving, why I was taking losses all around here, you know? And so I know for a fact I shouldn't have been taking any trades right around these regions at all from June 16th to June 27th. Oh, my bad. Wrong window. June 16th. Here, we'll make this a little bit bigger to around here. June 16th to June 27th. Shouldn't have taken any of these trades. And so over time, what happens is, yeah, probably a couple losses, a break even here. That's okay, but that's going to eat at your edge, especially if you're doing it every day. Because what's going to happen when you hit a context that you're so uncertain about, but you're still trading like this? I shouldn't have been trading anything in here. And so now that I step back lower after having done the analysis myself, which I did a while ago, back when I completed part 1 of this trading part, I step back down lower and I'm like, okay, where are my lines at? Okay, I should have been trading here. where were my entries? And I'll step back and see, okay, very shitty price action. Like, no wonder you took losses and break evens in here. The only valid place for me to trade really was here, here, and here. And read these up. So I go and look at the reasons why I took certain trades, why I didn't. And that's probably the most important thing and most special thing you can do for yourself. Now, it's going to be very hard because you have nobody telling you what to do. As a company owner, which is what you are when you trade, as your own CEO, you need to have the discipline to say, okay, I need to step down lower. It's very easy to not. It's very easy to continue backtesting and say, you know what, I'll just continue backtesting and I'll see over time. And that's not the reality of the situation. You need to step down lower because when you step down lower, you start to see these very beautiful changes in your equity curve from break evens to small wins. And then I went back and saw, okay, what variables were giving me these small wins? Okay, beautiful. Went through a lot more drawdown, took a few lessons out of this. Like I learned from it. Of course, this isn't real money. And then boom, you get growth like this. And so hopefully this growth is continued over time because we scaled it from 200,000 to 400,000. We doubled our account within 1 month. Look at this. 200% of this return was made, no, technically 100%, I think. 100% was made in less than a month from July 11th to July 31st. Guys, 20 something days and you did 100%. And that's how I get these big returns. I go back, analyze why I lost, and just stop losing. It's that simple. But I'll be right back, guys. I'm going to pause this and then continue this data collection here in a little bit. Alrighty. Hey, guys. I'm back just to continue a little bit of this back test. Actually, now that I just realized, let me pause real quick because I need to adjust the date. I think I can't play any more forward. Can I? I don't know if I adjusted the dates yet. Yeah. So we're at the end of our test here. So let me go to FX replay and increase the timeline, or we might just start a new back test because we are at the end of this. Give me just 1 second. Okay. Yeah, it looks like the dates were all wrong. So what I'm gonna do is go here into edit and then like increase the we'll do until January of 24, just another 6 months to see how this data collection turns out. And yeah, we'll kind of start again and see where this puts us at. But we've had a phenomenal performance up to this point, and so now I'm truly expecting the equity curve to kind of dump a little bit. Just has been too good to be true, I guess. Let's look at the weekly, holding the daily, holding the 4 hour, holding the 4 hours not really holding anymore. The hourly isn't either, so I'm going to wait for 20-minute strength to come into this market to see if it's worth touching. Okay. Why isn't it, this is interesting, it's not letting me play forward. I'm not quite sure what happened here. There we go, okay. We are back. Took me a little bit of troubleshooting. Okay, so 20-minute, gonna wait for a new validation. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is somewhat holding, hourly is somewhat holding, very weak. 20-minute, it looks like this might be rollover. Yep, we got rollover coming up here. Valid entry right here, but once again, rollover, so would have missed that entry. 4 hour is now holding, hourly is questionably holding, not a whole lot of strength coming into this market. The only valid entry I see right now is right here, depending on where we close on the candle. So I'm going to give it one more tick forward. Okay, yeah, this is an okay entry. Very, very, very weak market. So if anything, I could see me taking a loss right here. 1 ATR stop. That would have been our entry. Let's see if we get, we're looking at a 4, yeah. This is reasonable. Probably going to take a loss here. Yep, so that would have been a loss. Hopefully it taps me out now. Come on, tap me out, tap me out. There we go. Get tapped out. Gonna wait for a new 20-minute entry. Hourly is probably just kind of fucking around now. Nothing to do. Lots of weakness in the market. 4 hour, lots of weakness in that market. I'm gonna move to a 10-minute so it plays the entire candle forward. Kind of just falls right back down. Hourly, nothing to do. 4 hour, we're probably under now. Or just under. Yeah, gonna give the hourly a little bit of time to give us some bullishness into this market. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is just barely holding. Hourly is, I need to see a little bit more bullishness on the hourly. Very horrible market. Starting to look more and more like, I need to see hourly kind of put in some bullish structure. Yep, and we're just falling now. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, nothing to do here. Absolutely nothing to do here. 4 hours falling. Let's look at that hourly. The weekly is holding. The daily is no longer holding, unfortunately. We're just kind of falling under whatever demand we had put into here and falling below here, potentially absorbing to continue higher. So that's definitely an option. Weekly is holding, daily is not holding. The 4 hour is starting to hold. The hourly is holding. So the 4 hours starting to hold, the hourly is holding. Yeah, this is okay for a long, not perfect. Of course, not everything's lining up. But like I said, this new system is taking into account unclear context on the higher time frames and clear context on the lowers. If we get a stronger close, very weak. The only entry I saw was above this high and I was quite weak. So I'm going to give it a little bit more sideways action. Very weak, very weak, very weak. Nothing to do here. Falls back down. Okay, this candle. I mean, I guess I missed it. It always freaking plays one candle forward. But this is actually still a valid entry. We got news in 4 hours, so we got plenty of time. Let's look at the 4 hour or the weekly. Weekly is holding, daily is not holding, unfortunately. 4 hour, let's see what the 4 hours is doing. 4 hours just barely holding on. Like I said, we're taking out all these lows. Could be the start of an early stage 2, but more likely than not to continue falling off. Daily, hourly is just in full distribution. But we do have the story kind of lined up, the context to continue for longs here. So 20-minute is valid, 5-minute is valid for long. And so this is kind of what I'm testing right now. This is new to me. And these current tests are to evaluate, can I still be profitable when the higher time frames are kind of shit? It looks like we went up first. We'll consider this a loss if it does take us out. Yep, or not. I guess we got lucky there. 20-minute falls back down. Nothing to do there, nothing to do, nothing to do. Just falling, 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 falling. Okay, there was a valid entry right here, right after news, so not valid. And it didn't even tap us in. Okay, let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is just not it right now. Just barely starting to hold, putting in some sort of demand. Barely, if anything. Hourly is building something up. 20-minute is valid for long, but 4 hour is not so much. Daily is not either. 4 hour is questionable right now. We're gonna give the hourly a little bit of time to shape up. So let's see what would have happened if we took that entry off the 20-minute. This candle or this candle? It was one of these two candles. I believe it was this one. Yeah, so off of this high, we would have gotten a beautiful entry right here. Probably just a break even or a small management. Let's go back to that 4 hour. 4 hours is kind of falling. I want to wait for the hourly strength to come in. Falls back down. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours probably just shitting the bed right now. Putting in some nice hourly demand. Falls back down. Yep. And we're just kind of falling now. So hourly is horrible. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours is just horrible. Gonna wait for the 4 hour to show some sort of demand into this market. Nothing. Just kind of falling, falling. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly, we are undergoing some sort of stage 1, hopefully to continue this larger stage 2. And this is where Elliott wave theory kind of comes into play. You know, we underwent whatever correction this was. So our, if you want to look at it like A, B, C, and then we're going to start our phases. So we can consider this R1, correction R2, something along the lines of that. Like I said, I don't go into depth with these concepts. It's just the understanding behind them. And so weekly is okay. Daily is just horrible. 4-hour is starting to put in some nice demand into this market to some extent. We had a beautiful breakup and then breakdown. So some sort of accumulation coming into this market. Money is clearly buying up positions, So daily, horrible. 4-hour holding, 1-hour holding, 20-minute. 20 minutes valid for long. We're undergoing some sort of 1 hour and 20-minute accumulation of some sort. So I'm going to give this just a little bit of time, whatever time it needs to show something coming in. This is not news or anything to my knowledge. So assuming the 20-minute closed right here, I'm going to give it like another click forward on the minute. I want to see the 20-minute close, 20-minute candle close. Valid buy stop above this high, absolutely horrible to do. So, okay. Falls back down. Not really doing much. I need to see some strength come into this market. I just want to see a lot of money coming in and nothing. Just kind of going sideways. Let's go look at the 4-hour again. 4 hours holding our let's look at daily. Daily is just mitigating something down here. If we're trying to create a story about it. Mitigating some sort of demand down here. 4 hours starting to put in that bullish structure. Hourly is somewhat being demanded, putting in some nice demand. So I'm going to wait for the 20-minute to put in something nice. 4-hour probably fell back down. Yep. Hourly, I'm going to wait for more hourly bullishness to come in. Nothing to do for now. Very weak, very weak, very weak. And absolutely nothing. Let's look at the daily. Daily continues to fall down. 4-hour continues to fall back down. Nothing to do. Let's look at the daily, the weekly. Weekly is under MAs. Hopefully you're going to start getting bought up here, showing some sort of demand. Like I said, we are at the last points where I want to see price demanded right below these lows to continue, this push is higher. So on the weekly, of course. On the daily, hopefully we start seeing demand on the 4-hour as well. 4-hour is being demanded to some extent. Probably undergoing this larger accumulation schematic to build something. So 4-hour is kind of holding. Hourly is holding to some extent. Clearly now some accumulation, confirmed accumulation model. 20-minute came into this market a little too late, but this would have been a very nice entry. Okay, I'm going to wait for the 20-minute to give us some sort of validation. Very weak. I want to see a little bit more. If the candle closes up here, I'll take it. Very weak. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. It's probably going to slowly, work its way up. Fall back down. Oh, right on this candle. So let's go back to the 4-hour or the daily. Daily is still under some unvalidated demand right here. Unconfirmed, if you want to call it that. I'm looking kind of like this fractal range, unconfirmed, looking for longs, but demand is coming in. 4-hour holding, putting in some sort of demand, clearly still in distribution, but the structure is far extended. We're clearly this is some sort of accumulation model as soon as we break this high. So there's still substance here to trade. Hourly is valid for accumulation, confirmed accumulation actually. Had a very awesome sort of breakdown right here to continue that breakup. 20-minute. Yeah, this is a beautiful entry right here off a 5-minute. So whatever low was created off the 20-minute close. So we're going to see where this candle closed at, the 20-minute closed at, and then we'll see if it's a valid entry. Probably going to be a loss, it looked like. So off of this candle, actually. Okay. Beautiful. 1, 2. Okay, that's where the candle closed. Gonna look for a entry buy stop 1 ATR low. Yeah, it looks like it's gonna be a very, very quick loss. I'm just gonna set up a random ATR stop because I'm pretty sure we get stopped out. Yep. Get stopped out. 20 minute is still valid above this high for a secondary entry. ATR low. Probably still valid. Still valid if we get a very massive candle to just buy stop us in with an ATR around here. So got it again. Still valid. ATR low right here is what I want to see. Somewhere right around here. Okay. Looks like it did tap us in. This is a 0.7 or 7.55. This is a 5 something. So I'll take this entry, even though we're probably going to get chopped out. Unfortunately, I could see the 20 minute actually going sideways before we get a good entry. I guess not. And that is where we make money, hopefully. If it doesn't come back down. Came back down, tapped us out. That's perfectly normal. 20 minute, gonna wait for more demand to come into this market. Could have been a valid buy stop. We're too extended though. You know, the move kind of started from here. We're all the way up here. Not worth it for me. We could probably still get very nice delivery, but it's just not a move that I want to partake in. Valid buy stop right above this high right here. So we have the 20 minute or the hourly, 4 hour, starting to put in some nice demand. Weekly is starting to push higher. Daily is still kind of holding that weird demand that we put in. 4 hour holding, 1 hour is holding, 20 minute is holding, 5 minute, yeah. So very beautiful buy stop right above this high if we get anything. ATR stop. Looks like we do get tapped in at 7 point something. Yeah. Probably going to get tapped out right away. Maybe a break even if we're lucky, yeah. Probably going to get a break even here. Beautiful break even. 20 minute, gonna wait for some more demand to come into this market. Falls back down. I want to see one more. This is a valid entry, not one that I'm willing to take because of that. Hourly is just kind of failing down now, probably. Yep. 4 hour is sustaining the move. Hourly is not. 20 minute, we're gonna wait for some bullishness to come in on this 20 minute. Let's look at the hourly or the 4 hour. 4 hour sustaining, but the hourly is just barely hanging on. Yeah, this is an okay entry. Just because of the higher time frame context. Remember, I'm building a story behind everything that price does. Okay, what happened first? No low was created, so the lowest low I had when the candle opened was, yeah. This actually would have been a loss because the candle opened here, would have set my low right below it, pushed up higher, and then took me out. So got stopped out. Beautiful. Took my -1. 4 hour holding. 1 hour is no longer really holding. Gonna wait for the 20 minute to put in some more demand before I really try to follow this market long. Putting in some beautiful demand, 2.0 zones, leaving something here. Oh, shit. 16? What time was this? Yep, shouldn't have traded this rollover, guys. Absolutely not. So I'll go back and kind of fix these mistakes as I see them. But yeah, this entry right here, this was at rollover. So 1 to 2, I do not trade these times. There's no money in the market. I've tested it. My edge just doesn't play out in this kind of context. So right after rollover and red news, so an hour and a half, an hour and 20. Money finally coming into the market. Let's analyze this. 4 hour is barely holding. Hourly is starting to put in something very weak on that hourly. But the 20 minute, I'm going to give the 20 minute a little bit more time. It's probably going to continue on from here if we're lucky, but either way, not worth my risk. Yep, that would have been a beautiful, beautiful mover. I actually want to see what that would go look like. Right off of this high, yeah. Guys, this would have been a very beautiful entry. Right off of that high, low at ATR, we're up 7R. Managed below there. Comes back down. Get tapped out at 5R. So that would have been a beautiful entry. But just for my personal experience, it's not one that I'm willing to take. 20 minute is holding. Or hourly is holding. 20 minute is also holding. Very weak. Nothing to do here. Nothing to do. Still nothing. I want to see what it looks like when this candle closed. See what the MAs look like and see if it's worth my risk. A bit of load. I do have to leave here in a little bit, so I'm gonna wrap this very short session up. 1, 2. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour holding, 1 hour holding. See it again. Daily is somewhat holding, 4 hours holding, hourly is holding, 20-minute is holding demand. Beautiful pushes higher, beautiful pushes higher. Yeah. This is okay. It's not the cleanest, but it's also not the nastiest price action I've seen. ATR stop somewhere around here. Let's see what it looks like. 7.22. Okay, hang on guys, I'm getting a call real quick. All right guys, so I'm working on designing a rule here for me because this is very objective or very subjective and I want to make it objective. So what happens here is we're at 7.85 and the ATR is at 7.71. And so I want to calculate, here, let me pull up my calculator real quick. I'm going to actually make this small screen so I can pull up my calculator right next to it. Calculator. And so when we calculate the difference, this is kind of what I'm working on. Let me make this a little bit bigger. 7.71. Let me pull up my calculator again. Sorry about that. We're looking at 8.75 minus, what is that, 7.71? So that's 1.04. And if we calculate the difference of 1.04, oh, my bad. Come on. 1.04 over that initial 7.71 times 100, we have a difference of about 13.48% from the ATR. And so we're 15% over of what I anticipate my stop losses to be. And so something I'm looking at implementing is some sort of rule that tells me how much over the current candle is over the ATR. And so couple things I could have done here. Depending on how the candle played out, we step down to the 1 minute. It came down first. So it opened here, somewhere around here, came down first, and then tapped me in. So the secondary option right here is your lows right here. Candle opens right here, pushes lower, and then pushes higher. This is a completely valid thing. However, what are the odds that this very same candle stops you out, comes back down? Like in this case, you're lucky. Actually, no, you're not. Are you? This candle, it looks like it tapped me in here and then came down. So maybe you're not so lucky. And so that's why I'm working on calculating some sort of percentage that I can use to kind of stay within a risk parameter. And so my general rule of thumb for the time being has been 15%. But even then, I can boost this up to 25%. And so I just want some sort of objective rule because it's very subjective. There's not, oh, you have to stay within this, parameter of variance within the data. And so yeah, I mean, 13% difference isn't that bad, especially when you're dealing with ATR. So I'm going to take this trade because it is clean and it is within that 15% ATR that I like to look at. Difference. Let me take a look at this again. 4 hour is clean, hourly is clean, 20-minute is somewhat clean, 5-minute is clean. Yeah, I'll take it. It's a little bit bigger on the bigger side. Get tapped in. This very same candle, it looks like we hit 2 RR. So what happened first? Looks like we hit 2 RR. This would actually be a break-even trade, so move to break-even and pray that we don't get stopped out on the next candle, which we do. 20-minute, gonna wait for a new validation or new demand coming in. Very weak, very weak. Falls back down. Red news coming up, so probably gonna have to skip all this. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours probably holding. Hourly is questionable. Gonna wait for a new. I mean, this is valid. This is a very valid entry, but this is the candle of news, so unfortunately we have to skip this price action. Very good entries all along here. We're after red news now, so we're valid for longs. It's been several hours. Not a good entry here. This was only valid entry, but we're too far extended. I want to see it come back down like that, and then give me an entry like that. 5 minute, gonna wait for a entry right above these highs. ATR stop. Hopefully we are within that. Yep, we're just under. Okay, let's look at the 4 hour. Let's look at the daily. Daily is now supporting the move, putting in that beautiful demand. Weekly is good. Daily is good. 4 hour is good. Hourly is quite extended, but good. 20 minute is good. 5 minute is good. So let's see if we get a good entry. Hopefully a new low gets created so we get a tighter stop. Yep. I don't think that's quite significant enough. 9 point something. I'll take this entry. Just because it does look very clean. There we go. Beautiful entry off of here. Taken out right away. 20 minute is still valid above this high for a SL somewhere around here. Let's see if we get a new entry. Hopefully we get a new low created right around here. Falls back down. 20 minute is still valid if we get a very strong burst. That doesn't count. However, unfortunately we did get tapped in, so gotta take the loss. Oh, hopefully it comes back to stop me out. Actually, no. This trade was taken. Yeah, rollover. Again, damn it. I do not trade rollover, ever. And so I know my average trade is about 3 to 4 hours. And so unless we are in extreme profit, several are in profit, I'm not going to take it. But yeah, I should have seen we're going right into rollover right around here. 20 minute, probably going to gap like we saw. Gonna wait for a new build up, wait for money to come into the market. I don't think this would have been a valid entry. I'm going to replay just to see, but it looks like money didn't catch up to the move fast enough. 1, 2. And we played a little quick again. Dang it. Give me just 1 second. Come on. So I gotta play it by the 10 minute. 1, 2. No, this is actually valid. Buy stop above this high. Let's look at the 4 hour. I mean, the market just opened though, so I gotta also test that. The 20 minute is valid. What time is it? The market opened at around here, I want to say. Yeah. So it's been it's been long enough. 5 minute entry right above this high. ATR stop. Okay, that is quite a small stop. I'll throw it just under. Get buy stopped in, get stopped out. Let's look at the 20 minute. 20 minute is too extended for me now, even though it's probably gonna go. 20 minute, gonna wait for a new entry validation. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours holding, hourly is holding, 20 minute is questionably holding. I'm gonna give this a few more ticks forward. Yeah. Unfortunately, it looks like we might take a loss here, but that is a-okay. 6 point something. Yeah, I think we're within risk parameters here. Get tapped in, get tapped out. Shouldn't have taken this, but that is a-okay. 20 minute, gonna give this market time to do whatever it has to. Looks like market open again, so nothing to do. Nothing to do. Very nasty price action. I want to see some nice bullishness come into this market. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours still holding the move. Hourly is probably going, yep, at stage 1. 20 minute valid, 5 minute valid, ATR stop. And as you notice in my previous testing, I wouldn't take trades, you know, at least 1 to 3 hours before news, but I've missed 2 very good trades because of that. So ATR stop, move it a little higher, something like this, 4.6 versus 8. Stopped in, stopped out. 20 minute is technically still valid above this high. So a new entry with an ATR low. Falls back down, nothing to do. Gonna wait for a new entry. Market just falls down, completely plummets. That is a-okay. And yeah, I mean, we've just been taking losses and break evens this entire time. Hourly probably just fell back down, and so did 4 hour. Yep, nothing to do here. If it doesn't freeze on me. Gonna wait for hourly money to come in. Falls back down. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is failing the move. Putting in some sort of demand though. Absorbing whatever moves were in here. So of course we're still in this higher time frame. Or higher or larger accumulation. Like off accumulation. 4 hour good. 1 hour is questionable. 20 minute we got news coming up, but still valid. Beautiful entry right here. Of course missed it. Nothing to do, nothing to do. News just played out, so we're gonna wait for the market to kind of do whatever it has to. Potential buy stop above here, but I don't know how close we were to news on that one. Nothing to do, very weak market. There we go. We're getting something. Falls back down. Not really building anything. Looks like market open again, maybe? No. There we go. So let's look at the 4 hour. Weekly, still undergoing that like weird accumulation model, whatever that is. Daily is questionable. Supporting the demand that came into the market though, so that's okay. 4 hours okay. 4 hour is actually okay. Hourly is okay. 20 minute is okay. 5 minute is okay. So entry buy stop above this high with a low at the ATR. This looks a little bit big, but still valid. I want to see a new low created. New low created. Yep, came down first, created this low, and then looks like it just now tapped us in. Probably going to tap us out given the size of these ranges. Yep. 20 minute, gonna wait for... Oh, holy shit. Okay, guys, that was a big mistake from my end. I need to wait for the fucking 20 minute to close. And this bullshit platform doesn't have like 20 minute play forward. So there we go. Hopefully the 20 minute has closed now. 4 hours holding move. Hourly is holding move. 20 minute is holding the move. 5 minute is valid for entries. ATR stop. Hopefully the 20 minute closed. Yep. So this would have been my entry. The high of the range, low of the candle. We're looking at 6.7 something. Immediate break even probably. Looks like it's gonna want to come back down and take me out. And so what I'm doing right now is testing the profitability of a system, of the system, when price is just not behaving at all. When higher time frames are just giving me a completely different story. Immediate break even, just because of the size of the stop loss. Goes, takes me out, 20 minute, gonna look for a new entry. Far extended on the 20 minute, falls back down. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours probably still holding the move. Hourly demand is just shit. 20 minute demand coming into the market. Buy stop above this high is okay. It's not the best, but it's also not the worst. Entry right here, low at the ATR, something like that. It looks like price went down first and then tapped us in, so this is completely valid. Let's go up to the 20 minute. 20 minute is actually a very weak market, but still valid. Love it that price actually went down first and then came up, because that shows some sort of accumulation of some sort. Taking out liquidity, if you want to call it that, whatever it might be. Taking out these lows before continuing higher. Yeah, this isn't the best entry. I don't like it. It's just very, very weak, but valid. I don't think we hit our break even. Nope, almost. 20 minute, gonna wait for more demand to come into this market. It's a shitty market. Nothing. Come on. Okay, looks like this probably was red news. 7:40 on August 29th, 2023. Let's look at the 4 hour. If this piece of shit wants to load. So fucking slow. Holy shit. 4 hour is sustaining the move. Hourly was sustaining the move. If it wants to fucking load. 20 minute. They really need to figure this shit out. Yeah, 20 minute candle right here would have been a phenomenal entry. But I gotta love it when it plays a candle forward and crashes like that. You guys can tell I do this a lot. I'm just so tired of all the bugs and shit that they need to figure out. But it's a great platform. It's just shit when it comes to certain things. So patience is a virtue. We're gonna wait for 1, 2. Candle closed right here. We already saw it went up, but I don't know if I got an entry off of this high. Low at ATR, wherever that might be. Yeah, this is far exceeding our ATR, especially at this candle probably. Let's see. Okay, it is 18 right here. Yeah, unfortunately it exceeds our ATR. So missed the trade. Phenomenal trade. Maybe news, I do not know. But yeah, that's one of those runners that just goes. 20 minute, I just want to see it crash back down. Nothing to do here. Absolutely nothing to do here. Crashes back down. I want to see some demand get put into this market now. Unfortunately, we have red news, so gotta skip this price action. Beautiful entries all along here, though. And that's why we skip this kind of price action. No matter where you enter, if you enter here, if you enter here, here, you're taken out regardless. This is now an hour and 40 afternoon, so shaping up. 4 hour is holding, hourly is holding, 20 minute is holding, 5 minute entries. Yep, right above the high. The highest high that was created. ATR stop. It's gonna be 22. Yeah, this is good. Probably gonna get stopped out right away. Just given the size of these ranges, I don't like price action like this. What tapped us in? It was this candle, okay. Yep, beautiful stop out. 20 minute, gonna wait for a new stage 1 of some sort. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours still holding the move, hourly is holding the move, 20 minute is holding the move, 5 minute entries are completely valid. ATR low, somewhere around here. Doesn't get us tapped in. 20 minute is somewhat still holding up the move, so valid within an ATR low right here. Valid. I'd set my stop potentially 17, somewhere around here. Hopefully I get a new low created before we get tapped in. Nothing. 20 minute, now we are, yeah, it's still okay. This low was created. That's our buy stop. Gonna move to the limit. Hopefully we support the move. Likely gonna get taken out. Move to break even. Probably take a break even. Yep, beautiful. 20 minute. Gonna wait for a stage 1 of some sorts. Look at the 4 hour. 4 hours valid, hourly is valid, 20 minute is valid, 5 minute is valid. Good for an entry. Right at the high, ATR low. Probably take a loss. I don't fucking know, so I'm just gonna full send it and say it was a loss. Come on, stop me out. That was a beautiful loss. 20 minute. Like, we're probably really low on the count now. All-time lows for a while. Beautiful. Okay, let's wait for the 4 hour holding, hourly holding, 20 minute. Not really doing much, holding demand to some extent. 5 minute entry right above this high, assuming that's where the 20 minute closed. Yeah, nothing to do here. Shit price action. Yeah, this candle right here. Like I said, whenever I click the button twice, it skips 2 candles forward. So I have to like replay and then play 2 of the 10 minute because shit. 1, 2. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is putting in some sort of demand into this market. 4 hour holding, 1 hour holding. Let's look at the daily. Daily's holding, 4 hours holding, 1 hour's holding. 1 hour's just shit. That's for sure. So I'm gonna wait for better. Actually, no, this is okay. Holding. Buy stop above this high is the last thing I would take on this market. It is 18. So market just kind of opened a couple hours ago. After rollover or whatever that is. So ATR low. Yep, that actually would have been perfect. Limit. Get limited in, get taken out. God awful price action. Just gonna give this market time to show me what it wants to do. I'm gonna skip for a little bit. Because clearly we are very indecisive. 4 hour is holding, hourly is holding, 20 minute. I do like this 20 minute candle for an entry. We are 5 hours before news, so whatever entry we get above that high, I don't think we would have gotten an entry here. Yeah, it didn't even tap us in. So we're still in the clear for a buy stop above this entry. Because the moment we closed on this candle, we pushed back down. So new entry above. Actually, no, our entry would have been right here with a low right here. Take a beautiful fucking loss. Wait for new structure to come into this market. Falls back down. Unfortunately, you know, just a couple hours right before news. Hour and 20. God awful price action. Like, god awful price action. Buy stop above this high. If we close somewhere a little higher. Nope, fall back down. This would have been an okay entry. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours holding, hourly's holding. Like I said, god awful price action. I do like this candle though. I'm going to replay to it to see what it looked like at the time of price playing out. One, and then a 5 minute. 1, 2. Yeah, I like this. Good demand coming into the market and actually being supported, hitting off this 2.0 zone. MB buy stop above this high, I believe. Something like that. Low. ATR stop. Looks like 10 point something. Yeah, we're way under that. I'm gonna do a limit to see if we get tapped in. Get tapped in, get tapped out. 20 minute, gonna wait for more demand to come in. 20 minute valid, but low right here. Nope, this is the new low that got created that tapped us in. Probably gonna take another beautiful loss. Take another fucking loss. I am starting to realize this is a very shitty approach right now. Just because of the way price is moving. I hope I didn't trade within rollover again. Nope, we're good. Yeah, just shit. Absolute shit. We're coming up on rollover right now. Rollover. When it rains, it pours. Hourly, finally starting to put in some beautiful demand. This candle I love. That's just how it goes, guys. Gotta play it by the 1, 2. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours holding. Hourly is just god awful. Once again, hourly is shit. Countless losses here. Countless losses here. 20 minutes starting to put in some beautiful demand into this market. We took some losses, I believe, here. Took some losses, I believe, here. Losses here. And so this is kind of where I start to experiment. Go back to my collection and say, okay, we shouldn't have traded in those areas. Beautiful buy stop above this high, though. ATR stop right here. Hopefully it's within 1 ATR 11 point something. Whoa, hell no. So another buy stop. Hopefully we get a tighter low. That is a beautiful tight entry. We're looking at 3.24. Probably going to get stopped out again. Just a giant candle that stops us out. 20 minute. God awful price action. Gonna wait for something to build up. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours still holding. Hourly is starting to put in some beautiful demand. Was a very weak market. Now we got some beautiful demand coming in right here. We are 3 hours before news. Still valid for a buy stop above this high. Let's see if we get anything. Entry right here. ATR low. 6 point something, yeah. We're within an ATR. Hopefully we get a new low. Falls back down. Nothing to do. 20 minute. Gonna wait for a new validation. New demand to come into this market. New demand coming in. Very weak. Still reasonable buy stop above this high. Which high was it? I kind of got to label it right there. Okay. Haven't gotten an entry yet because no low within an ATR was created. So valid buy stop above this high. ATR low, entry right above here. Doesn't tap us in. Oh, it does tap us in, doesn't it? Another fucking beautiful loss. Actually, I don't know. No, it didn't. No, came right to the pip. Didn't tap us in. And the reason I know is because if I grab this and I drag it just a few ticks down, 1, 2, there we go. That would have been tapped in. 20 minutes, still valid. Gonna wait for more demand to come into this market. News is probably going to be our catalyst upward. There we go. News was our catalyst. Sorry about that. Hopefully again. Nice pushes up, falls back down. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour has kind of been sustaining the move, kind of starting to fall back down. Hourly's falling back down. I'm going to wait for 20-minute demand to come into this market. I need to see some strong demand before I do anything. Strong demand came in right here. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours okay. Hourly is just under. 20-minute demand came into here, right around here. Let's see if there's valid entry. Sorry about that. Valid entry right around here. We're looking at 9. So valid entry. Falls back down, nothing to do. 20-minute, gonna wait for more demand. Just kind of fucking around right now. Give it all the time in the world that it needs. Nice entry candle there, but like I said, very, very weak market. Come on. Very weak. Nothing to do here. Beautiful entry right here. Probably a loss. Didn't take it. Hourly. Gonna wait for more demand to come into this bad boy. 4 hour. Yep. Gonna wait for hourly demand. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours starting to hold some sort of demand, absorbing these lows. So this type of demand that was put in hourly is holding. 20-minute is putting in some beautiful demand. This was probably news. I mean, just shit market. Beautiful entry above this high. But like I said, I don't enter on markets like these. Like you're asking to get chopped out. 20-minute, close to a valid entry. So we go 4 hour. 4 hours holding, hourly's holding, 20 minutes holding. 5-minute entry right above this high, assuming that's where the candle closed. ATR low. Came down first, it looks like. Let's look at the 20-minute. 20-minute, yeah, valid buy stop above whatever that was. Gonna look for a limit entry. Limited in. Take my beautiful loss. 20-minute, gonna wait for a new stage 1. Oh! No, that was valid. Okay, I got scared there. So I'll replay one candle and see where that puts us at. 1, 2. Fuck me. This gets annoying, guys. 10-minute. There we go. Fucking piece of shit. 1, 2. Nah, gonna give it time. Okay, valid. Hopefully the candle closed there. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours holding, hourly's holding. Let's look at the daily. Haven't looked at the daily, weekly. Weekly is holding for some sort of larger reaccumulation on lowers, which we can see right here on the daily. Larger reaccumulation, confirmed reaccumulation with a double breakup. So still valid for longs. 4 hour is now putting in that beautiful demand. Hourly is sustaining the move. Very trashy price action. 20-minute is valid for entries though. So 5-minute ATR low, somewhere right around here. Let me zoom in a little bit. Right around here. Assuming the 20-minute closed already. Was that the 20-minute close? Absolutely. Low was created here, then pushed higher by stopping us in. Probably going to take a loss here. Really fucking beautiful. 20-minute. Gonna wait for more demand. Oh, right before rollover. Shouldn't have taken this. My bad. Again. This gets annoying. This is me every day on the markets. Except that I don't trade rollover or nose. 4 hour. Falling back down. Hourly gonna wait for demand. Falls back down. Probably roll 4 hour definitely rolled back over. 4 hour and 8 hour. So gonna wait for 4 hour and hourly to show some sort of demand. Let's look at the 4 hour. Daily. Daily is no longer holding the move. 4 hour. We're more likely to roll back over. Barely supporting the move. Hourly is supporting the move, but in clear distribution. So we're going to wait for 20-minute demand to come into this market if it wants to. We're going near rollover again. So maybe not worth it. Yep, falls back down. Rollover. This is rollover playing out. Or market close, whatever you want to call it. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is barely sustaining the move. Hourly is just dog shitting around. I want to see some 20-minute money coming into this move. Beautiful. Shaping up nicely now. Very weak. I need to see some strength like that. Okay, beautiful buy stop above this high. ATR low, whatever that might be. Beautiful. This is probably too big. 6 point, nope, still valid. Probably gonna get stopped out right away. Yep, 20 minute, gonna wait for more demand to come into this market. Valid buy stop above this high, right here. ATR low. I don't think that fits ATR criteria though, looks quite big. 7 point something. Let's see what ATR was right at this candle though. It's probably, once again, given the context, higher time frame context, we're probably going to get stopped out. 7.75. Yeah, this is actually valid. Get buy stopped in. Move to break even. Get stopped out. Beautiful. 20 minute. Gonna wait for more money to come in. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours somewhat sustaining the move. Let's look at the daily. Barely sustaining the move. 4 hours sustaining the move. Hourly sustaining the move. 20 minutes. So this is a beautiful story of context lining up. We could probably see a long run off of here, given the context of the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour. 4 hours, okay. Hourly, 20 minute, 5 minute, yeah. Valid buy stop of this high. ATR low. See if we get buy stopped in. Nothing yet. ATR low, still valid. I could, if we don't get a new low, I'll set it at this low. Okay, no new low created. This next candle is probably going to open somewhere around here and then push us into the trade. Let's look at the 20 minute. 20 minute is questionably still valid. Okay, new low created. That's going to be my entry. New low created after that. Ah, fuck. Right before we get buy stopped in, that would have been my new low. We're looking at a 3.75. Definitely has to be with an ATR. Absolutely. Let's see, 3.75 or something. Something like that. Get buy stopped in. Move to break even. Break even, maybe? Yep, break even. 20 minute. Falls back down. Very nasty price action. Kind of looks like 4 hour is holding the move. Daily's probably still holding the move. 4 hour holding, hourly holding, 20 minute holding, 5 minute holding. ATR low, right above this high. Nothing to do quite yet. Nothing to do quite yet. Falls back down. Gonna wait for more 20 minute money to come into this move. Questionable, quite weak. Gonna give it one more candle, like that. 5 minute entry, right above this high. ATR low. Nothing. Nothing. Falls back down. 20 minute. Gonna wait for the same. Oh, it's because the fucking candle didn't close there. I wonder how many losses I've taken because of that. I need to wait for this fucking candle to close. Otherwise, you're just taking shit losses, you know? Like, that's not part of my edge. I fucking need to wait for the 20 minute candle to close. But this piece of shit software is always changing my time frame. 1, 2. Good. Valid for entries right above the high. ATR low. Right somewhere within here. This is a beautiful low. Haven't gotten stopped in yet. So I'll set this as my entry. Hopefully we get a new low. Otherwise, that's my entry. Beautiful. Came back down. Buy stopped us in. Probably going to take a loss. Move to break even. Nothing to manage to yet. Still nothing to manage to. Beautiful place to manage to. Fuck. Well, now I can't get my stop loss. There we go. Stop loss right below critical points that I see as valuable. We're looking at 5.02 versus 5.67. Not going to manage to quite yet. I need to see some more money come into this market. I need to see money come into this market. I could see it easily taking this low and then continuing higher. Took out the low, continued higher. What did I tell you guys? Okay. Beautiful. Coming back down probably to stop me out. The only other place I see for money to hold the move is right here. So I'm going to move this just slightly down to protect us from any wicks or ATR. Look, took out the low. Exactly what I was anticipating. Hopefully, I don't think so, but hopefully we sustain the move. And that was market close. So that's probably where I got tapped out at. 20 minute. Gonna wait for more money to come into this move. Let's look at the daily. Sustaining the move, 4 hours sustaining the move, hourly sustaining the move, 20 minute not sustaining the move. Okay, guys. Well, I gotta get going. I have an event I gotta go to. Kind of weak. Not gonna take it. Not gonna take it. I like this high. Let's take the 4 hour. 4 hours sustaining, hourly sustaining, 20 minute. I do like this. Yeah, entry right above this high. So that's actually perfect because we went in for some, if you want to think about it, fractal liquidity taking or absorption, whatever you want to call it. 20 minute valid. 5 minute is valid for entries. Low at ATR 6.22, just slightly above. We're about 20% higher than the ATR. So I'm going to wait for a new low to be created. No new low got created. Yeah, so still no entry. Like there's no place for me to manage to. So I would have canceled the trade since I had no place to set my stop loss. The only other place I see is actually, no, there is. I don't know if this would have worked or not. Where were we on the 1 minute? It looks like we came back down. The new candle opened right here. So the candle opened here, pushed back down, and then pushed up. Technically, this is valid. It's quite a low, half an ATR stop. We're going to take the loss anyway. 20 minute. I'm going to wait for more demand to come in. What time was this? Yep, this was a valid trade. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours, barely sustaining the move. Hourly is barely sustaining the move. 20 minute demand off of this high is valid. So ATR entry, or buy stop above this. Hopefully we get a better low entry. Nothing to do quite yet. Nothing to do quite yet. Still nothing to do. 20 minute is sustaining the move to some extent. Falls back down, nothing to do. 20 minute, gonna wait for more money to come into this move. Hourly's probably shit in the bed, and so is the 4 hour. Barely sustaining the move, holding demand from whatever areas were left down here. Still unmitigated. Weekly is holding the move. Daily is holding the move. 4 hours barely holding the move. Hourly is kind of shit in the bed right now. Gonna wait for more 20 minute demand. Hopefully this closes right around here. Like that. And hopefully it's not rollover or news. Perfect. 5 minute entry right above this high. Very, very, very shitty price action. Like huge candles wicking back and forth and dog shit. So, yep. Absolutely nothing to do here for me. Gonna wait for better money to come in. Unless we get some very clean entry right above this high. Okay, clearing up a little bit. Still huge candles. Still huge candles, nothing to do. 20 minute, gonna wait for more money to come in. Hourly is probably shit in the bed still. 4 hours probably shit in the bed. So I'm gonna wait for hourly money to come into this market. I actually want to see what price looked at right here. See if we would have taken any trades. I know I'm rushing because I have to go like now. I had an event at 6, but I'm still back testing. Okay, hourly. Let's see what this price action looked like. Yeah, no trades here at all. Gonna wait for hourly to put in something, some sort of demand. There we go. Let's look at the 4 hour. Let's look at the daily. Daily is kind of shit in the bed, once again. 4 hour is questionable. Hourly is the only thing kind of sustaining price right now. Let's look at the 20 minute. Hopefully we get an entry here. Very shit price action. I'm not going to take anything, but there is a beautiful entry right here. Okay, 20 minute entry right above there. Once again, giant candles. I don't like it. Don't like it. Don't like it. Oh, just dog shit. Absolute fucking dog shit, guys. Don't ever be trading any of this price action. Very weak market. Doesn't know where it's going. Hopefully this red news kind of slaps some sense into it. There we go. Finally. 4 hour sustaining the move. Hourly sustaining the move. 20 minutes sustaining the move. Gonna wait for 20 minute build up of some sort like that. 5 minute entry buy stop right above this high. Something like that. Still nothing. 20 minute is okay for an entry again. I want a low somewhere right around here. Okay, we're building up something low like that. 20 minute is sustaining the move. 5 minute entry right here. Beautiful. Probably going to get stopped out right away. You can clearly see the bearishness that's in this market. Beautiful. 20 minute, going to wait for more demand to come into this fucking market. Dog shit, dog shit, dog shit. Absolutely nothing to do. Okay, now we're shaping up. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour holding, hourly holding, 20 minute holding, 5 minute holding. Gonna look for a long. I'm just waiting for another trade, another good trade before I get off. Beautiful. See if the 20 minute close there. Yep. This would have been a phenomenal entry right here. It's 6 p.m. and I'm still drinking coffee. What has my life come to? Okay. Buy stopped in. Gonna move to break even. Probably gonna be the quickest break even I've ever taken. Let's see. Yep. Holding, taken out. 20-minute. Gonna wait for more money to come into this market. Let's look at the 4-hour. So we got the daily. Daily is very well supporting the move. 4-hour is here. Let me delete everything. 4 hours supporting the move. Hourly is supporting the move. 20-minute is supporting the move questionably. 5-minute entry valid buy stop above this high, assuming the 20-minute closed exactly where I saw it. Gonna look for an ATR stop right here. Nope. Fucking rollover. Gotta love it. Gonna wait for more 20-minute money to come into this move. Very weak, not touching any of it. This is the only place I should have looked at, and I missed it. That's okay. Gonna wait for more money to come into this market. Just absolute dog shit price action. Let's go look at the hourly. Hourly falling back down. 20-minute, gonna wait for more demand to come into this market. Absolutely nothing to do. 4 hours probably failing back down. Hourly is also gonna wait for hourly demand to come into this market. Just absolute dog shit, guys. Let's look at the 4-hour, see what that looked like. Yep, absolutely nothing to do here. Nothing. Absolutely nothing. Let's look at the daily. Daily's probably shit in the bed right now. 4-hour, absolutely nothing. Gonna play it a little bit faster. Or probably even the hourly. I can follow the hourly. Still nothing to do. Nothing to do. I'll tell you guys when I'm ready to look at this market. Let's look at the 4-hour. Absolute god awful market. I just don't like this kind of price action. If it wants to fucking load. There we go. Okay, weekly is shitting the bed. Daily is shitting the bed. 4-hour is putting some sort of demand in. Clear demand off some 2.0 ranges. I don't really care exactly which they are, but I know. 4-hour, clear, hourly, clear, demand coming in, 20-minute. If it wants to fucking load. 20-minute is putting in some beautiful demand. Beautiful entry above these highs. Come on. God damn it. Just awful. Shouldn't be trading any of this. Gonna wait for your 20-minute demand to come in again. Yep, this was the only beautiful entry we saw. Fails back down. 20-minute entry above this high. Let's see if we get anything. ATR stop. Above these highs. Fails back down. Nothing to do. Gonna wait for more 20-minute demand. Red news coming up. Missed everything. Nothing to do. Beautiful entries on this red news though. Beautiful entry right here. Okay, right after red news, gonna wait for some sort of stabilization of price movement. Nothing to do. Falls back down, nothing to do. Okay, whatever that is. I mean, this is October. Like, this is months of price action, you guys, that I'm just kind of skipping through. There's nothing to do here. You got to know when your system's going to be profitable and when it's not. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is dog shit. Daily is dog shit. 4-hour is holding. Hourly is holding. 20-minute is holding. 5-minute is holding. And so what I'll actually go do on my free time is go back and look at, okay, what if we would have only gotten involved in these regions, or this upcoming, hopefully, stage 2 now, then daily holding, 4-hour holding, hourly holding, 20-minute holding, 5-minute valid entry. 20-minute, we could have gotten entries right here, which I should have, or entries above this high, which are still valid. High entry right around here, ATR stop, valid entry right here. Move this a little bit higher so we don't accidentally get wicked in. Yeah. Okay. Hopefully we get a new low, get stopped in. It looks like it went down first and then buy stopped us in. Beautiful, take a loss. Nothing to do here now. Gonna wait for more money to come into this market. Fails back down, nothing to do. Hourly, shit in the bed. 4-hour, starting to shit the bed. Gonna wait for 20-minute money to come into this market. Hopefully we see something. Okay, money came in, but because of news, so I'm gonna skip this shit. There we go. Money came in. 4-hour supporting, hourly, questionably supporting, 20-minute. Gonna wait for more money to come in. Let's look at the 4-hour. questionable, hourly, questionable, 20-minute. Only valid entry was here. I missed it. That sucks. Play forward, play forward. Okay, let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, holding, hourly, holding, daily, shit in the bed. 4 hour, hourly, 20-minute, 5-minute, valid entry right above this high. ATR low. Good doink. That's our buy stop in. Low, ATR. Get stopped out right away. 20-minute, gonna wait for more money to come in. Actually, no. ATR entry right above this high is still 100% valid. Falls back down. 20-minute, gonna wait for more money to come into this market. Nothing to do. Just shits the bed. This is god-awful price action. No one ever trade this, you guys. Hourly, gonna wait for more demand to come into this market and just fails back down. Absolutely nothing to do. I don't know why I'm trading this. I'm actually going to pause right now, and I will be back later tonight or tomorrow morning to finish this off, but I do have an event I should have been at 6 o'clock. So this is teaching me a lot about my personal system, when to trade, when not to trade. Clearly, don't trade this shit price action. You know, the whole basis on this system is to trade when context isn't clear, or when higher time frame context isn't aligning with lower time frame. But as you're starting to see, what happens when you try to do that? This is what happens. This is one of those learning curves. We're down, I think, like 20% or something, whatever that might be, from 401,000 to 344. So yeah, we're down some percent. August, we lost 10%. I don't know how the fuck that happened. What month was August? I have to go look at August. Yeah, this month we lost a shit ton. You know why? Because on the 4 hour, we're scalping. Let's go fucking see. Because I got just a couple minutes. I gotta go. Yeah. Oh, fuck off. On the hourly, we're trying to scalp these longs up. Trying to scalp these longs up. These longs up. And that's where you get shit-faced. You know? That's where the market kind of eats at you away. Trying to scalp these longs up. Trying to scalp all these fucking longs up. Guys, this is where you fucking learn. Learn your fucking lesson. Don't trade this kind of context. Go back. Back test for yourself. And realize this isn't something you even want to be remotely close to. Let's see how many trades I took in August. This was probably all of August. Yeah, I took a solid chunk of trades right here. Dog shit. Don't do it. Don't be dumb. If you know your system ain't gonna operate in here, quit thinking that this is gonna be the start of stage 2. Clearly on the hourly, this was quite clean for me, but now I know probably shouldn't be trading any of this. Like, I want to look at particularly here, and particularly here, particularly here, particularly here, and here. Now let's step down to step up to the 4 hour and see what it looked like at these moments. Yeah, give the market time to show you what it wants to do. And I shouldn't have been trading any of this regardless, because if we look at the daily context, yeah, what the hell are you trading here, you know? So go back, test this for yourself, figure out what you need to do to make your system profitable. Now, of course, we're still going to be profitable in the long run, because we know you're not always trading this kind of context. And as I said at the beginning of this backtest, I want to see this curve dip. And dip, indeed, we did see that. Quite a little more significant than what I wanted. I wish the chart would have picked up back around here. So this shows some sort of, what would you call it, inconsistent trading. And so got to take care of that. And that's how you learn, guys. So let's let me go into trading view real quick and see what the markets are looking like right now. I don't think there's anything to trade. But yeah, nothing to trade here. Daily holding, 4 hour holding, hourly holding questionably. Nothing to trade here. If this fucking wants to load. Nothing to trade, nothing to trade, nothing to trade. Oh, this is something worth trading. 4 hour, daily, weekly, daily, 4 hour, 1 hour, 20-minute. Yeah. As soon as this market opens up tomorrow at 7:30, you best know I'm going to be looking for longs here. So, beautiful, guys. I will be back here in a few seconds for you guys, several hours for me to finish this backtest. But 2 hour long video so far, and we're still kicking the shit. So let's get to it. There we go. Okay. We should be live and recording again. Where did we leave off? I have no idea. So let's kind of work back. It's still the same night, so it's only been a few hours, but let's do a top down. Weekly, I think, was failing. Daily was definitely failing. 4 hour is daily. Yeah, 4 hour probably going to be failing too. So nothing to do here. Nothing really to follow. 4 hour, we're just going to wait for 4 hour and 1 hour to kind of shape up. Hourly shaping up, but 4 hours certainly not. So we're going to give the 4 hour time. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is kind of holding in. Sorry if you hear background noise. My freaking dog is up there. So good. Give me just 1 second here. I might have to pause this. I'm getting a call. Hang on. Okay, good. It is the daily. Yeah, daily's failing. Sorry, I'm so out of it. So give me just a second to get back into the game. Yeah, daily we're kind of failing down. 4 hour. Kind of building something. Definitely on the hourly. Hourly is going to be clear. So a couple things I can do here. Since we know our system is very unprofitable when the daily, 4 hour, and 1 hour are uncooperative, where we're not sustaining demand, such in these areas where I was trying to scalp any possible long around here. And the daily was under, the weekly is just now holding under. So what I'll actually wait for is the daily to kind of show bullish demand. Now the weekly is going to start to line up with hopefully longs here after we've undergone the stage 1. Daily is holding. 4 hour hopefully holds this price movement. 4 hour is good. 1 hour is good. 20 minute, we're going to wait for some sort of validation. Looks like price just kind of fell off after market close. And that's okay. We're going to give it all the time it needs. Like I said, this is the 20 minute. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours holding. Hourly is just barely holding. 20 minute is very weak. The only entry I see here is a buy stop above this high. And that's not half bad. It's very weak though. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time. So this would have been my entry right here, probably a break even. Going to wait for more money to come into this market. Depending on where we close off of this candle. So I'm going to give it like one more. No, very weak. Still valid for a buy stop, but very weak. So I'm going to wait for more money to come into this move. Still nothing. The only thing I can see is a buy stop above this high. So let's see if there's something. More likely than not, it's going to be a loss just because of the lack of momentum in the market. So what we'll do is we'll step up to the daily, see where we're at. Daily's holding. 4 hour is holding. Hourly is very weak. 20 minute. So I'm actually going to give the 20 minute more time. This is valid entry, but I want to see the market kind of bring in some more bullishness, especially with the hourly being like this. I need to see some sort of build up. Weekly is potentially starting to hold the position. 4 hours holding. Hourly is questionable. 20 minute. Good demand coming into the market. I do like moves like these. So yeah, valid buy stop above this high. Somewhere right around here. Low at the ATR. Whatever that might be. Still nothing to do. 20 minute is still questionably valid. Actually, the 20 minute candle hasn't closed yet. So I gotta give this a little bit more time. Now it's closed, but it's very weak. Come on. Still valid entry though. So whatever this entry got me in at would have been this low. Was the last low. Yeah, probably gonna be a loss to be completely honest with you guys. It did tap me in, so I gotta take it. Take that beautiful loss. 20 minute, gonna wait for more validation and strength to come into this market like that. Holding demand, kind of building off these 2.0 zones at the high of the range. So that's what I like to see. Buy stop at the very high of the range. Of this range right here. ATR low, whatever that might be. Still too big. Might be within an ATR. Let's see. 11.55, yeah, valid. Gonna look for a limit entry. Probably gonna get stopped out once again. Now, if we look at the hourly is just kind of dog shitting around. 4 hours holding, hourly is just fucking around. So a couple things we can do here. Wait for more 20-minute validations, such like that. So I've taken 2-3 losses in a row, but this is just yet another entry given my entry criteria. Assuming no news as well. Where'd the 20-minute close at? 20-minute is, hopefully this was the close of the 20-minute. Let's see. Nope. I have to wait for the fucking 20-minute to close. And nothing. Just kind of fell back down. Gonna wait for more 20-minute validations. Entry buy stop above this high is valid. Whatever ATR low we get. Right around there. Let's go back up to the 4 hour. Daily. Weekly. Weekly is hopefully going to put in that new bullish structure. Daily is holding. 4 hour is kind of holding. So yeah, hourly is holding. 20-minute is hopefully holding. So valid entry above this high really. 5-minute entry, so ATR low, somewhere within here. Falls back down, nothing to do. Gonna wait for a new 20-minute demand to come in. Very, very, very weak market. Finally, there's money coming in, but it's very one-sided, you know, very chop around. Entry buy stop above that high. Right around here. ATR stop, wherever that might be. Once again, still nothing to manage to. We're looking at a 15. So valid entry, tighter stop. Yep, that would have been our entry. Right at the new low that was created. Because it's still within our risk parameters, if you want to call it that. Can move to break even. Probably going to take me out right on the next candle. Yep, took me out, took me out. Let's look at the 20-minute again. Nothing to do, nothing to do. Yep, missed such a beautiful move right there, which is perfectly okay. Gonna happen. Still nothing to do, at least for my system. Falls back down. Only entry I see right now is above this high. So if this closes right around here, yep, right here. Entry buy stop right there. Let's see it. Right above this high. Nothing. 20-minute. Let's look at the 4 hour. Let's look at the weekly again. Weekly holding, daily holding. 4 hour is holding for the most part. Hourly is holding for the most part. 20-minute, very good strength coming into the market. Good for longs. So we're going to get an ATR low on... I love that these highs align too. It's going to give me that extra confluence I need for longs. Okay, it looks like... Let's see what happened first. Looks like we came in. Candle opened. Pushed down lower. Where'd it open at? Let's see if we can map this out. Because you don't want to be taking losses in unnecessary places. So the candle opened on this high. So it opened here. No. I don't know where it would have opened. Right here. Candle opened. Had this low pushed higher. So I think... this is kind of confusing actually. I don't know where my entry would have been. We opened here. No, we opened here. We pushed higher and then lower. Or we're going to consider this a, I don't know, a loss maybe. What I'll do is I'll get entered on this position and it's probably going to stop me out. Yeah. So we're not going to take it. 20-minute. Oh, whoa there, bud. The 20-minute hasn't closed yet. So why the hell am I looking to take an entry? Okay, now valid buy stop above this high. Holy shit, guys. I need to be a lot more cautious because I think that's where a lot of my losses are going. The only valid entry I see right now is around here. So let's see if we get a new low. Get a new low. Beautiful. Hopefully we get a new low after this one too. Nothing. Falls back down. 20-minute. We'll wait for more money to come into this market. Hopefully we sustain this kind of like S&D. Yep. 4 hour. Holding. Hourly. Holding. 20-minute. Is going to push up something around these highs. 5-minute. Right around here. Let's look at the 20-minute. 20-minute is quite weak. I want to see if the 20-minute closed yet. Nope, hadn't closed. Once again, nothing to do here. The only buy stop I see is above this high. And I don't think we even got an entry. Yeah, way too big. Is it? It looks way too big. 7.05. Actually, no. I want to see what the ATR was right before this candle, though, because I'm sure it was a lot lower. And this is how I test you guys. So 1, 2, there we go. So 20-minute or hourly, 20-minute. Yeah, this isn't half bad. I'll take it. I thought it'd be a lot worse. Probably gonna take a loss, and that is perfectly okay. Go wait for more 20-minute validation. Just really shit market. Haven't taken a win here in a little bit. God awful. Okay, entry right here. Kind of sucks because, like I said, it plays forward a candle and it kind of gives it away. But you just kind of have to be honest with yourself. 1, 2. Let's look at the 4 hour, the daily, the weekly. Weekly is sustaining, daily sustaining, 4 hour is sustaining, hourly sustaining, 20-minute is definitely sustaining, and 5-minute entry. I think we kind of already saw that. We did get a good buy stop right around here-ish. 20-minute? Yeah. Very good. No news, to my knowledge. I think it was a very tight entry. ATR is 18. We are 1/4 of that. A little less than a fourth. Move to break even. Still nothing to manage to. And take a beautiful break even. 20-minute, still nothing. Nothing goes without me. That is absolutely perfect. I'll wait for more 20-minute validations to come into this market. Still nothing. Okay, beautiful buy stop above this high. I want to say right around here. ATR stop. Falls back down, nothing to do. I'm going to go back to a 10-minute so I can see exactly how the candles close. Very weak market. Very, very weak. Okay, there we go. Putting in some sort of demand. Whatever was down here, of course, we mitigated some sort of demand in here. Building off these 2.0s. Leaving kind of this unmitigated price action. 20-minute is... only valid entry I saw before this one was this one, but it was way too weak, so 5-minute is good for entries right above this high. 20-minute falls back down. Gonna wait for this candle to close, see where it closes. Still very weak, nothing to do. Kind of valid if we close right here. Kind of weak. Kind of weak. Yep, nothing to do. These are the markets where, yeah, you could have taken a long here, but what are the odds of it falling back down? It's not in your favor, that's for sure. We have red news, so we're going to give the market time. Once again, nothing to do, nothing to do, nothing to do. Valid buy stop above this high several hours after news. So 4 hour is holding, hourly is, let's look at the daily actually. Daily's holding, 4 hours holding. I'll look at the daily real quick. Yeah. 4 hour is holding, hourly is holding, 20-minute is technically valid for a long. This should have been a good entry right here, but this is also phenomenal entry if we can get a tight stop. But the candles, as you can tell, are very volatile. So this would be a half decent entry. If we get a new low created, that's perfect. So yeah, I don't really see a stop here. This is the only thing. Let's see. Yeah, there's no low created besides this one. Because before our entry, the candle opened here, pushed up higher. We're gonna take this, see whatever happens. Probably gonna be a loss. Yep, beautiful. Look for a new 20-minute validation. Got red news again, so nothing to do. We had plenty of time before that red news though. So for our weekly is good, daily is good, 4 hour is good, hourly is okay. Very wicky, very bad. So that's okay. 20-minute, gonna wait for a new build-up. Kind of exit the range, do what it has to. Okay. Okay, we're getting there. Building up something. Valid buy stop above this high. If we get... no, not quite, actually. There we go. valid entry right above these highs. ATR low. If not, I'll take the low at the body of this candle. Okay, very valid, very valid. Something like that. Falls back down. Let's look at the 20-minute. 20-minute is still valid if we get a very strong burst candle in, like that. Hopefully it doesn't stop us out. It stops us out. Guys, we've taken loss after fucking loss on this. So you can kind of piece together at what points we are profitable and what points we're not. Clearly the institutional money isn't really stepping in to see what we want to see. We need to see this. We're not in on this. So what's our equity curve going to look like? Loss after loss after loss after loss. Look at this. We've lost a shit ton of money here. We went from 396 to 321, 80 something K. So we're down maybe 5%. I don't know how much percentage that is. Weekly's holding, daily's holding, 4 hours holding, hourly's holding, 20 minutes holding. Yeah. So that's just part of the game. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, and you move on. 5-minute entry, ATR stop. Let's look at the 20-minute. Yep, that's where the candle closed at. So looks like this is an okay, reasonable, like new low created there. That's okay. ATR is 5.7 or 7 point something, so we can open this up just about there. Hopefully we get a new low created. Still nothing. 20-minute is kind of valid. Let's look at the 20-minute. No, no longer valid. 20-minute, I need to see more strength come into this market. I need to see one more burst of strength. Something like that. Buy stop above this high is valid. Yeah, this isn't half bad. Not the biggest fan of it, but I've seen these work quite a bit. ATR low, entry. Falls back down. Absolutely nothing to do. Yeah, it's just a shit market overall. Like wicks left and right, up and down. Nothing to do, nothing to do, nothing to do. I'm gonna skip all this. Probably shouldn't even have looked at a trade in here. We had red news in an hour and 40. So shouldn't have touched any of this. 4 hour fell back down. Let's look at the daily. 4 hour is falling back down. Let's look for hourly demand validations, some sorts. Probably daily is going to start falling back down here pretty soon. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour starting to stay in the move, so is daily. 4 hour is good. Hourly is good. Yeah. Probably had some beautiful entries all up here. Yep. But of course, you can't pick the bottom and write it up, you know? You're going to wait for some sort of validation. Beautiful. Didn't really get an entry here. Falls back down. That's okay. The beauty of having a entry criteria or like validation. 20-minute is valid above these highs. It'll give me that extra confluence that I kind of need to take along within this area. ATR low. Let's look at the 4 hour again. Let's look at the weekly, the daily. Daily's holding. The 4 hour is 4 hours holding. Hourly is holding. 20-minute is holding. 5-minute is holding. So yeah, ATR entry right around here. We are coming up on news though, an hour and 15. But from my previous testing, there's been 2 trades where I've given up over 7 R for, you know, skipping a news trade like that. So you never know. Gonna look for a new low to be created. No low was really created. Candle opened. Where did it open at? Okay, I don't give a fuck. Horrible price action. I'm skipping that. Gonna wait for new demand to come into this market. Just god awful price action once again. We've been taking endless losses, so we can take a lesson from this. Weekly sustaining the move. Daily is questionably sustaining the move. 4 hours also. Hourly is putting in some beautiful demand. 20-minute is probably going to hold the move. Yep, falls back down. Absolutely nothing to do. Let's look at the daily again. Yeah. 4 hour. I need to see the 4 hour do something. I don't like this kind of price action. Yep, daily kind of shit the bed again. So either waiting for the daily or the 4 hour to give us something worthwhile before we even consider looking at this market. And so the first round about when this started happening, we were taking endless losses all in here. The lesson we learn now is don't fucking take endless losses in here, right? And so it kind of it takes a good amount of time to experience all sorts of contexts and to test your system to see on what kind of aspects it's profitable on. So daily is still kind of shit in the bed. So more likely than not, I could actually see some sort of rejection from here. Even though I want to jump down into the hourly and the 20-minute to take longs here, the daily is telling me it's probably going to reject or continue lower. So I'm going to give the 4 hour time. Now it's valid to some extent. 4 hour is valid for longs. Hourly is valid for longs. 20-minute is kind of valid for longs. I'll wait for some sideways price movement. I do like this entry actually. See if there would have been an entry here for me off of this high. Let's look at the 20 again. 20, I want to see a candle like this perhaps. Yep, something like that. Hopefully it closes right there. Yeah. Valid buy stop above the high. Kind of depends on where you put your entry. I like to put them just above so that doesn't happen. 20-minute, gonna wait for a new validation. I don't know if this would have been a valid candle. I want to see what it looked like, what the MAs as it was playing out. I don't think it was valid though. Okay, gonna do 1, 2. Yeah, this is a valid entry actually. Both of these. It looks like on this one you would have missed your entry, but let's look at the 5-minute. 5-minute, you could have gotten an entry here with your stop loss here, but that's way too big, or you can look for a secondary entry right above this because our strength, if you look at the 20-minute strength candle, is this one, push from here to here, and we're very close to price action, and yeah, and then you technically have a secondary strength candle from here to here. So either one of these two is a fine entry, but I just would have missed the first entry. Let's look at the weekly again. Like I said, I'm still testing analysis and what I'd like to see in markets. You know, you can easily catch your longs in here for a few candles. 4 hours probably gonna start putting in some really nice bullish structure. But I don't want it to be part of this, you know. That's what I'm trying to be cautious of. So weekly, hopefully we can start putting in some nice demand up, but gotta be careful there. Because weekly we're undergoing something along the lines of this. Probably some sort of retracement. So you have your phases 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So you might even see something like this longer term. You have your A, your B, your C, and then we start a new build up. But like giant phases, you know. So let me think. Yeah, I could. Here's the thing. The question is the weekly that important when you're trading a 5-minute chart? And that's what I'm testing. Clearly, we saw that the 4 hour and the daily are very important, and the 1 hour and the 20-minute. But now the daily is showing some demand coming in. The 4 hour is also, the hourly is also, and so is the 20-minute. So can I scalp my longs out of this market? You know, with the weekly kind of being dog shit. And so you have to test all these, like what I like to call edge cases. Okay, that would have been my entry. Definitely would have moved it quite a bit higher though, just so I don't get wicked in. Low there, pushes higher. Good. Give me just one quick second. Good, good. Entry, move to break even. Take a fast break even. 20-minute, gonna wait for more money to come into here. If it wants to load. Right here, this candle. Played it one too fast. Let's see. 10-minute. 1, 2. There we go. Candle closes 4 hour. Look at the weekly again. Weekly, come on, damn it. Weekly put in some sort of confirmed accumulation, reaccumulation in this case, or accumulation because of this break up and break down and break up. Kind of sustaining the move, not really. I think the daily is the one that's kind of putting in that bullishness. Clearly from here. God damn, bro, this is slow as fuck. 4 hour, very clearly sustaining. Hourly sustaining, 20-minute sustaining, 5-minute sustaining, so 5-minute entry right around here. ATR low. Yep, that would have been my entry. Right above the high, right around there. Low. Gonna move to a limit. Probably gonna stop me out right away. Survive the stop out. Move to break even. Probably gonna stop me out now. I'd be surprised if it doesn't. Ooh. Ooh. No shot. No shot. Okay, let's see how it would have played out. Yeah, doesn't matter. 20-minute, gonna wait for a new... God damn, yo. FX replay gotta chill. 20-minute, gonna wait for a new validation. God. Here, let me just reload because this thing's being slow as fuck. Sorry about that, guys. It's just not my fault. I have super fast internet. It's just their fucking servers are shit. Okay, let's go back up to 20-minute. Come on. 20-minute is valid entry right here again. Yeah, I don't see why not. Beautiful buy stop right above this high with a low at the ATR. This looks quite big. We're looking at 10 point something. Actually, no, that's pretty good. Get tapped in, get tapped out. So we're really getting fucked right now, okay? And so once we go back and analyze the data, we're gonna know exactly why. But I think I think I know why. I think I know why, from personal experience. But I want to test the edge, cases of this, and so I'm gonna trade it under every condition, find out what conditions we're profitable under and what conditions we're not. Daily is good, 4 hour is good, hourly is good, 20-minute is good. And so of course I like to get involved with institutional money, or what I like to see as footprint trading. That was 1, and then we're gonna do 5-minute. Okay, this is where the candle closed, valid buy stop above this high, ATR low right here. Okay, I don't think that's an ATR. 12 point something, absolutely an ATR. Gonna move to a limit. Get buy stopped in. Price goes. Nope, probably not. It better go. We haven't gotten a good trade here in a hot minute. Good. Move to break even. Yeah, clearly there's no money in this market at all. Like, I just don't like markets that ride up the MAs like this, come back. It's just, I want to see, yep, there we go. I want to see nice breakdown and fresh money come into this market. Nope, nothing. Just dog shit, dog shit, dog shit, dog shit. There we go. This candle. That's the bad boy. We got red news though, so I don't know how much we're going to get affected here. 1, 2. Red news in an hour. Definitely not worth it. Probably a break even though. Okay. Gonna let this news play out. It looks like our analysis was correct. That now we're gonna begin our weekly ascent. If this decides to hold. Daily is holding, 4 hours holding, hourly is holding, 20-minute. I want to see some good entries off of this 20-minute. Technically a valid 20-minute entry off of this high, but I want to see a little bit more sideways movement. You could have gotten your beautiful entries off of here. Let's see if you would have gotten anything. Probably a break even, or a loss, I mean. Good thing I don't like to trade that kind of price action. 20-minute is holding, 5-minute above this high. Let's see what we get. Right here, 20-minute, valid. 20-minute, I need to see more money. This is just very weak. Weak. Absolutely nothing to do here. I wish here on FX Replay they had like a 20-minute option, so I'm not fucking skipping through 3 candles for every or candle and a half for every 2 clicks or something like that. Hourly holding, 20-minute holding, 20 minutes just weak, super weak. Nope, absolutely nothing. Nothing here. There we go. Looks like it was market open. What caused this giant? Only entry I see here is this, but I hate this. Definitely news or some sort of impact. Let's look at the 4 hour. This shit is just god awful. Monthly is holding. Daily or weekly is starting to hold. Daily is holding very well. 4 hour is holding. Hourly is not holding at all. It's actually god awful price action. The only entry I see here is this high right here. Gonna wait for price to figure shit out. Hopefully we close right here so I can get my entry. Yep. Entry right above this high. Falls back down, market open, nothing to do. Let's give it another shot. Wait for 20-minute money to come in. You can see how repetitive this gets. Like, I'm even annoyed. You know, the price is this shit. Hourly starting to hold, 20-minute is starting to hold. Only entry I saw here was this, but market was too weak at the time. So I'm going to give it a little bit more time. Yep, you would have taken your beautiful, fantastic loss there again, which I learned gratefully so to not take. 4 hours holding. Hourly is starting to put in some beautiful demand. 20-minute is... Let's look at the hourly again. Yeah. 20-minute is starting to hold this beautiful demand. Buy stop above this high. If we get a valid entry, psych, we have red news. Fortunately not. Let's look at the 20-minute. 20-minute, we're going to let all this beautiful red news play through. Hopefully the candle closes here because there's a beautiful valid buy stop. We do have red news, however, in 4 hours, so we're more than good. Entry buy stop above this high, assuming the candle just closed. Let's go look at the 20-minute. 20-minute just closed there, yep. Gonna look for a new 5-minute entry. ATR low, probably gonna get stopped out right away. Yep, just by the size of the candles I can tell. God awful, just absolutely god awful. Shouldn't be trading any of this. Starting to clear up quite a bit. Okay, starting to clear up, yep, I like this. Yep, entry buy stop right above that high. See if we get anything. Right here, ATR low. Doink. Nothing, falls back down. Check out the weekly again. Weekly's starting to hold. Daily starting to hold. 4 hours starting to hold. Hourly is holding. 20-minute. Yeah, it looks like hourly just wants to flush out. Don't quite know why. Red news again. Just nothing to do. I'm going to skip all this dog shit. Just god awful, guys. Absolutely god awful. Only entry I see right here was potentially this one. And even then, I wouldn't even take that. Because of rollover. Beautiful. I need to see money come into this market. Oh, fuck. Why's this going? Why's it going? Yo. What the fuck? Yo. What the fuck? Yo, FX Replay. Figure your shit out, guys. Like, what the fuck is this shit? I pay so much for so many different accounts for you guys to be this dog shit. Like, what the fuck? Hourly. Okay, let's, yeah, hourly's just not doing it. Let's go to 20-minute. Put in some beautiful demand, fails back down, nothing to do. Oh, whoa. Hourly's finally coming out of whatever range that was, but that's red news. Falls back down, nothing to do. Yeah, just god awful, yo. Figure your shit out. This price action, like, nasty. The only entries would be here and potentially here if you're lucky with a big enough ATR. Let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, I want to see the hourly build something like that. I kind of played it a little quick, so we're going to look at what it looked like on the 4 hour here. And I have every time frame validation, so like 4 hour, I want to see if it's valid for buys. Hourly is definitely valid, 20-minute should be valid. I'm going to wait for the 20-minute to give us some sort of build up. Go back down to 10-minute. 1, 2. Beautiful. Entry right above this high. ATR low. Damn, that was tight. Yeah, so as price comes down. What's our ATR? Yeah, we're way below our ATR. Like I said, I like these tight stops because if I'm right, I know it quickly, and if I'm not, I just stay out of the market, or I take my beautiful loss very quickly, and I'm done. So I'm not actively waiting to manage a losing trade or something like that. I'm just like, take it and go. Break even. Nothing to do. Probably gonna stop me out. Nope. Luckily it didn't. We are up 3R, something like that. Still nothing to manage. Still nothing to manage. I'm gonna manage so I don't give up another like 3RR. Somewhere to around here. Likely to stop me out, but I am a-okay with that. 20 minute, nothing to do. Probably gonna continue going without me. That would have been a phenomenal trade to take up to 50 RR, but I'm okay giving up that extra RR. Okay, gonna wait for a new 20-minute validation. Yeah, just a weak market. What the fuck? 20-minute valid buy stop above these highs. So I'll consider setting up a buy stop above there. ATR low. That's a very big stop. So the only other stop I'd consider is something like this. I'll take it. Hopefully we get a new low though within here. Still nothing. I need to see strength. Nothing. I need to see strength. Well, fuck me. Tap me in and tap me out. Fuck this shit, yo. 20-minute validation coming in. Buy stop above these highs. Hopefully we get an ATR low. So get a 20-minute again. Nope, nothing to do. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. Nothing to do. Yeah, just nothing for me at least. 1, 2. God, what the fuck? Month, week, day, 4 hour, 1 hour. Wait, what was the 4 hour again? Yep. So I'm gonna wait for the 20-minute, and you can just clearly see how liquid these markets are. Like this was the only place I considered a trade. Took a break even, or actually a loss, and we're back to it. Hopefully we close here. Let me go up 5-minute one. The only entry I saw here was this one. It looks like we did close here, but it's very fucking weak. There we go. Thank you. Yes. Perfect. Buy stop above that high. Oh my goodness. Just very weak market. And so I'm learning as I go under what conditions I want to trade in. So 1, 2, like that. 20-minute. Yeah, this is a perfect entry. Shit, fucking market though. Look at these candles. What the fuck? Okay, well, that's fine. So let's go back up to the weekly. I want to do another top down, see where we're at in price. Clearly underwent whatever the hell this was. Climb back up, starting to fall back down. Now we're here. This is what we've just been going through since 2023. Yeah, we had a beautiful climb up though. Weekly, daily. Daily's hopefully going to start that new climb up. 4 hour, hourly. 20-minute, 5-minute. Yeah. ATR low. I think that might be a little bit big. We're looking at 5 point. No. We are so good. I'm telling you guys, I like my entries tight. Oh, that wasn't even a valid entry because the candle hadn't fucking closed. Oh my god. Okay, now we're going to go to the, what is this, a 20-minute candle? So 1, 2. Beautiful. That's where the candle closed. So entry is valid here with an ATR low of something like that is what I want to see. Like that. Not like that at all. So we have 20-minute. 20-minute. Yeah, technically a valid buy stop. This is way too big of a range. Let's see what happened first. Came down. Oh no, this is valid. It came down, created these lows first, and then it buy stopped me in. So that's exactly what happened. Candle opens here, pushes down lower, and then buy stops me in. That is a-okay. Probably gonna stop me out though, which is okay. Move to break even. Stop me out per usual. 20-minute. Gonna wait for a new stage 1 of some sorts. I need to see money coming into this market. 1 and a 5-minute candle like that. Beautiful entry. ATR stop right there. Falls back down. Nothing to do. 20-minute. I need to wait for these fucking candles to close. What the fuck? Sorry about my language as well. Yeah, that's just god awful. Let's see. Okay, 4 hour holding, hourly holding, 20-minute. Finally putting in some sort of worth price action. Yeah. First buy would have probably been here. Gonna wait for money to kind of figure its thing out. 1, 2, falls back down. Yeah, I'm starting to think how many endless losses I took because I took a trade when the candle hadn't closed. So I'm gonna have to be a lot more cautious about that going forward. So 1, 2, there we go. Candle closes here. Beautiful buy stop right above these highs. ATR low, per usual, but we have fucking red news, so can't take it. Yep, like that. 20-minute. Gonna wait for a new sort of stage 1. This is okay. Yeah, this is okay. I'll take an entry above this high though. Kind of missed it, but still valid. Absolutely still valid. ATR low. Whatever this is 12. Yeah, this isn't bad. I'm gonna wait for a new low. That's my new low as we get buy stopped in. Looks like we haven't moved to break even yet, hopefully. Yep. Okay, so let me take it. I just wanted to make sure it wasn't break even trade so I don't have to replay unnecessarily. 1, 2. Move to break even. Probably take a break even. Beautiful. Guys, I'm getting tired of this shit. 20-minute. I'm gonna wait for a new validation. Let's look at the 4 hour. Monthly. 1 month, 1 week, 1 day, 4 hour, 1 hour, 20-minute. Yeah, 20-minute. The only other entry I see here is this, really. See if we would have gotten a 5-minute entry. Yeah. So let's see where the 20-minute candle closed here. I'm gonna actually, oh no, I have water right here. Sorry about that. 1, 2. Yeah, this is a good buy stop. Valid demand coming into this market. I like this. ATR low, whatever the next low is created, or this one. That is one small low, so I'm going to take this one. You know, when it comes to a stop this size, for the 1/3, I don't like it. Give it time to figure out whatever it has to. Move to break even. Still at break even, probably going to break me even. I'll wait for more money to come in, because clearly this is just a weak market. The only thing that's kind of pushing this market is news. News. I think it was news here that I couldn't trade. Like, there's no money in this market. More news. Watch. This actually, hold on. We still have 3 hours now. This is I would like this one. I'm skipping a lot of entries now because I just hate this price action right here. But this would have been a phenomenal entry. Fortunately, I skipped it. Red news hits, whatever. Let's look at the 4 hour, hourly, 20-minute. I want to see some nice demand come into this market. Let's look at the 4 hour. Good. Hourly. Good. 20-minute. I need to see some more 20-minute kind of sustain this move. 4 hour. I need to see something of substance here. Hourly is sustaining. 20-minute is sustaining. Good entry here on the hourly. Probably a loss. Okay, guys. Let me take a quick brain break because this thing is breaking my brain. But yeah, good for longs now. Under my other system. So on my other system, the moment we start breaking down here, I'm not touching this market until these 2 candles right here. And then I'd follow it long. And clearly it's the same here. So it kind of raises some questions about my current trading strategy that I'm, working on kind of follows the same criteria on every other time frame that I use for my initial 1-minute entry system. So yeah, I'm gonna go until I get a profitable trade though. So give me a second. We are quite in the gutter. Daily, 4-hour. I mean, you can tell the context is very good though. The story we are kind of creating around it is beautiful. And 4-hour is holding, hourly is kind of holding. Yeah, I want to see a little bit more demand off of this market. Come on, give me that bullishness. Nope. Perhaps. Nope. Yeah, just god awful. Absolutely god awful. Yeah, don't trade any of this, guys. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4 hours kind of building away from it. Hourly is just god awful. So bad. Like you're gonna get chopped here. Probably no entries, no entries, no entries. 20 minutes probably gonna be just ruckus everywhere. Wow. Gonna wait for a new 20-minute validation. Buy stop above this high is valid. Nope, falls back down. Let's go to the hourly. 20-minute. Hopefully the candle closed. Falls back down. Probably news that just wasn't on TradingView. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour is holding price. Hourly is also. 20-minute is also. 5-minute is good for longs. ATR low, whatever that might be. That's a very tight entry, so probably immediate break even. I would have lined it up with these highs as well, so sounds pretty reasonable. I'll take entries like these quite often, especially on my other system, so I'm used to quick execution now. Since I'm upgrading to a 5-minute entry, I just absolutely shouldn't have a problem with time execution here. You're looking at a 3-point or tick, whatever you're trading stop loss. So immediate move to break even, probably going to be a very, very quick break even on this bad boy. Yep. Or maybe we survive it if we're lucky. You guys can just see how shit of a market this is. Like, horrible, horrible, horrible. Okay, I guess we survive it. Yeah. The only place I can see managing to is somewhere around here. Immediately gonna get stopped out though. I already know it. Sustain the move, surprisingly. Gonna move down here. Hopefully we sustain this move. Beautiful. Move to right around here. Beautifully sustaining the move. This is one of those runners that just kind of fucks off, Beautiful. And I actually want to go up on the higher time frame to look at the context we're working with. Let's look at the weekly. Weekly is good. Daily is good. 4-hour is good. So smart to not trade areas like these and wait for hourly validations. Good strength to come in. That's where you're going to get your movers. And I like the context we had here because, once again, what I was talking about earlier, the infinite amount of potential that you have here with the 4-hour, the hourly, the daily, I think was lining up here. No, not the daily, probably the 8-hour as well. 8-hour, like, you have so much unlimited potential right here. And when you're looking at the hourly or the 20-minute, any entry you get here is just endless potential. And so what I need to work on, and I know this and I have to test it for myself right now, is wait for the 4-hour validations to come into here. Right here we had nothing. Price kind of fell down, and I should have waited for the hourly too. I took, I believe, a couple losses here on the 20-minute. Failed back down, whatever that might have been. So I need to be a little smarter with my system and wait for that 20-minute true strength to come into the market. Especially when the hourly is acting like this, you shouldn't even be near this price action. And so you can tell once the market clears up, I know exactly what I'm looking for and how I'm going to get involved. And it's actually absolute beauty, Probably going to get taken out unless we survive. Nope. Taken out at 28R. 20-minute. Going to wait for a new validation. Still have plenty of potential in this market. 1 and then a 5-minute candle. Let's see where we close. Close right here. Valid entry right above this high. I like it. ATR at the low. Hopefully we get a good entry here. Falls back down. See if it's still valid. Still valid entry right above these highs. Something like that. Let's see if it's still valid. Let's go to 20-minute. Yeah, it's still valid. I like it. ATR low. Actually, we got a new low created. I like that. A lot tighter of an entry. So depending on how risk averse you are, some people put their entry right here. I put mine right above it, if you saw earlier. So I get that extra, validation that it's going to continue. Otherwise, like a new wick right here would have tapped you in and tapped you out on the same candle. So hopefully now this is enough validation to continue the push long, but it's quite small. So, yep, didn't even get tapped in. Let's look at the 20-minute. Still valid if we get a very strong candle, falls back down, nothing to do. 20-minute. Nah, I'll give it some time. Sometimes it's just better to give the market time to breathe and to figure out what it wants to do. And show you what it wants to do. There was an entry here, but it was within this giant range. You couldn't really distinguish where the strength came from. I'd rather just wait for my very clear entries. Okay. Hopefully the hourly doesn't start, chopping around like it was before. Let's look at that hourly. Okay. Good buy stop above these highs. ATR low, so I'm going to set it right above. Falls back down, nothing to do. 20-minute, gonna wait for more validations to come in. Falls back down, 4 hours probably eating shit right now. Yep, just about starting to. Hopefully the hourly can figure its, stuff out before. Yep, 4 hour is now definitely below. Hourly, we're gonna wait for some sort of build up here. There we go. 4 hour is now holding demand. Hourly is now in good demand. 20-minute should be very good for longs now. Goodness, this is very exhausting. Probably news here, I want to say. I don't know what else would make the market move like that. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is holding. Hourly is holding. 20-minute is holding. This is an okay long. I want to see if the candle closed here already, though. Nope. Valid buy stop above these highs. ATR low, wherever this might be. Falls back down, nothing to do. I don't know if I would have gotten a good entry here. 16. Yeah. It's a huge stop loss, though. Not a big fan of it. ATR is just massive. So hopefully we get to stay in this position. Fail back down. 20-minute, gonna wait for more validations. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours. 4 hour is, what are we doing here? Kind of holding. Hourly is holding. 20-minute is questionably holding. Let's go to a 5-minute. Nope, fails back down. Go back up to 10-minute. 1 2 1 2 1 2 1 2. Yeah, just horrible. Hourly is probably going to be going sideways now. Yep, just how we saw earlier. So I'm going to play a 30-minute. So we play a little bit faster. There we go. I want to see what the price looked like right here. I could definitely see it failing back down though. 1 2. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hours holding. Hourly is holding ish. First sign of strength that came into this market. So this is the candle I'm looking at. Okay, gotta step it down. 1 2. There was an entry here. Why didn't I take it though? Let's look at the 20-minute. Yeah, absolutely nothing to do here. We're just gonna go sideways, guys. Let's see what happens. What are the odds? That was actually the move that started the stage 2. Okay, well, so be it, I guess. Yeah, but let's look at the 4 hour. Yeah, 4 hours valid. Hourly was valid. I think the only reason I didn't look at this price action was here, right here. Actually, I don't know why. Should have taken an entry here. Potentially a loss. I was looking at this entry right here. That would have been a phenomenal entry. Or this entry. However, too bad. Played it too fast. I'll wait for more money to come into this market. Valid buy stop right above this high. See if we get anything right above here. Yep, that would have been it. ATR. Hopefully it's small enough. We're looking at 3.55 versus 5. Yep. Let's go to 4 hour. 4 hours holding. Hourly is just super fucking weak though. Look at this hourly price action. Just now starting to, move, but I don't like it. Don't like it one bit. 20 minute. Coming. Yeah. Yeah, this is a good entry, or you can take another entry buy stop right above this high. However you want to twist it. To limit. Limit it in. Take it out. Beautiful. This is okay. Let's look at the 4 hour. Hourly is shit. Dog shit. Absolute dog shit. Nothing to do, nothing to do, nothing to do. Like, you can just see why we're losing money, why we're losing money, why we're losing money, why we're losing money. 20 minute here is just so unclear. Look at the wicks back and forth. Like, personally, I wouldn't trade this on my 1 minute system entry, but I'm trying to figure out the parameters or the variables that make this system profitable. So hourly, I'm just going to skip a little bit. I need to see some demand coming in because this just got awful. Yeah, 4 hours failing down. Nothing to do now. 4 hours finally put in demand. Daily is good. 4 hour is good. Hourly is okay. Let's see. Yeah, so we would have been valid for longs right around these regions. 20 minute, gonna wait for a new kind of sideways price, something like that. Okay, still nothing. Nothing. Yeah, this is just horrible, guys. 4 hours sideways. Daily might start going sideways, yeah. 4 hour, there's nothing to do here for me. Let's wait for 4 hour to show clear demand coming into this market. Something like that. Yep. Hourly too. 8 hour. I want to see how that looks. Yeah, 8 hour is a very good example of the shit price action. I'm looking at it. 8 hour, good. 4 hour, good. 1 hour, good. 20 minute, probably good. There we go. 20 minute, beautiful longs all the way up. Fortunately missed those. Got red news coming up here in 3 hours, so unfortunately we get to skip all this price action. But very, very nice longs all along here. Hit the red news. Gonna fuck around here for a few hours, as it loves to. Let's look at the 4 hour. 4 hour, we're back in this weird doggy, horrible price action. What the hell is this? Hourly too. Gonna wait for hourly demand to come into this market and show us what it wants to do and just fall off. Daily, 4 hour. 4 hours kind of falling off. Let's look at 4 hour, the daily. Yeah, daily's got no motion. 4 hours just kind of flat. I want to see price do something. Let's look at the weekly, the daily, the 4 hour. So the daily, we did go sideways, underwent whatever this is. I'm starting to look for that stage 2. So give me a second, guys. I'm going to take a very quick break. I got to go get some protein, and then we'll get back to it.